the Ruffer village we make our stand. Pride and power across this land. With Condic's fire we can't be denied. Every Ruffer plays with fearless pride. Go big green, go big green, go big green. O-L-O-U-G-E-G-R-S. Condic's crew, we're the best. Village strong, proud and mean. Ruffers forever, go big green. There is only one Ruffers, forever proud, forever true. There is nothing tougher than a Ruffer dog, and the village will carry us through. Go big green, go big green. Ruffer village, Anthem dog. Weapons on the field, Ruffer dog. Where's the home of Ruffer pride? Ruffer village, clear and white, we stand as one. Muskogee strong till the game is won. Friday night lights, the crowd ignites. The village roars, the future's bright. Coach Condet leads, we answer the call. The Ruffer dogs will give their all. There is only one Ruffers, the name that will never fall. There is nothing tougher than a Ruffer dog. We will rise above them all. Go big green. In the Ruffer village we make our stand. Pride and power across this land. With Condic's fire we can't be denied. Every Ruffer plays with fearless pride. There is only one Ruffers, the name that will never fall. There is nothing tougher than a Ruffer dog. We will rise above them all. Go big green. In the Ruffer village we make our stand. Pride and power across this land. With Condic's fire we can't be denied. Every Ruffer plays with fearless pride. There is only one Ruffers, the name that will never fall. There is nothing tougher than a Ruffer dog. We will rise above them all. Go big green. In the Ruffer village we make our stand. Pride and power across this land. With Condic's fire we can't be denied. Every Ruffer plays with fearless pride. Go big green, 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 go big green. There is only one Ruffers, forever proud, forever true. There is nothing tougher than a Ruffer dog, and the village will carry us through. Go big green, go big green. Ruffer village. In the Ruffer village we make our stand. Pride and power across this land. With Condic's fire we can't be denied. Every Ruffer plays with fearless pride. Yo, where we at? Ruffer village, who runs the field? Ruffer. Ruffer village, hands up, Ruffer dog. Ruffer dog. Where's the home of Ruffer pride? Ruffer village. Like the stand is one. Muskogee strong till the game is won. Friday night lights, the crowd ignites. The village roars, the future's bright. Coach Condet leads, we answer the call. The Ruffer dogs will give their all. Friday night lights, the crowd ignites. The village roars, the future's bright. Coach Condet leads, we answer the call. The Ruffer dogs will give their all. There is only one Ruffers, the name that will never fall. There is nothing tougher than a Ruffer dog. We will rise above them all. Go big green. In the Ruffer village we make our stand. Pride and power across this land. With Condic's fire we can't be denied. Every Ruffer plays with fearless pride. There is only one Ruffers, the name that will never fall. There is nothing tougher than a Ruffer dog. We will rise above them all. Go big green. In the Ruffer village we make our stand. Pride and power across this land. With Condic's fire we can't be denied. Every Ruffer plays with fearless pride. There is only one Ruffers, the name that will never fall. There is nothing tougher than a Ruffer dog. We will rise above them all. Go big green. Rougers. Condic's crew, we're the best. Village strong, proud of me. Ruffers forever, go big green. Final UGHERS, Cadets crew, we're the best. Village true, proud of me. Ruffers forever, go big green. Final Ruffer toughest on the field, Ruffer dog, where's the home of Ruffer pride? Ruffer village, green and white, we stand as one. Muskogee strong till the game is won. Friday night lights, the crowd ignites, the village roars, the future's bright. Coach Condet leads, we answer the call. The Ruffer dogs will give their all. There is only one Ruffers, the name that will never fall. There is nothing tougher than a Ruffer dog. We will rise above them all. Go big green. In the Ruffer village we make our stand. Pride and power across this land. With Condet's fire we can't be denied. Every Ruffer plays with fearless pride. There is only one Ruffers, the name that will never fall. There is nothing tougher than a Ruffer dog. We will rise above them all. The big green. In the Ruffer village we make our stand. Pride and power across this land. With Condet's fire we can't be denied. Every Ruffer plays with fearless pride. There is only one Ruffers, the name that will never fall. There is nothing tougher than a Ruffer dog. We will rise above them all. UGHERS, Cadets crew, we're the best. Village strong, proud and mean. Ruffers forever, go big green. Go big green. There is only one Ruffers, forever proud, forever true. There is nothing tougher than a Ruffer dog, and the village will carry us through. Go big green, the big green. Yo, where we at? Ruffer village, who runs the field? Ruffer. Ruffer village. Who's the home of Ruffer pride? Ruffer village. Green and white, we stand as one. Muskogee strong till the game is won. Friday night lights, the crowd ignites, the village roars, the future's bright. Coach Condet leads, we answer the call. The Ruffer dogs will give their all. There is only one Ruffers, the name that will never fall. There is nothing tougher than a Ruffer dog who rise above them all. Go big green, go big green. In the Ruffer village we make our stand. Pride and power across this land. With Condet's fire we can't be denied. Every Ruffer plays with fearless pride. There is only one Ruffers, the name that will never fall. There is nothing tougher than a Ruffer dog who will rise above them all. Go big green. In the Ruffer village we make our stand. Pride and power across this land. With Condet's fire we can't be denied. Every Ruffer plays with fearless pride. There is only one Ruffers, the name that will never fall. There is nothing tougher than a Ruffer dog. We will rise above them all. Go big green, green. Go big green. In the Ruffer village we make our stand. Pride and power across this land. With Condet's fire we can't be denied. Every Ruffer plays with fearless pride. Go big green. Go big green. Go big green. UGHERS, Cadets crew, we're the best. Village strong, proud and mean. Ruffers forever, go big green. There is only one Ruffers, forever proud, forever true. There is nothing tougher than a Ruffer dog, and the village will carry us through. Go big green. Go big green. Every Ruffer plays with fearless pride.
As the Muskogee Ruffers get ready to end the regular season, hosting tonight the Putnam City North Panthers, with a lot of knowns and unknowns for the Ruffers. Good evening, everyone. I'm Nick Hampton, along with our broadcast partner Bill Huddleston will be bringing you the action tonight from Ruffer Village in the season finale for Muskogee. One of the knowns, the Ruffers, they have a playoff spot. They will be in the playoffs next week. They will be home, and we even know who the opponent will be, assuming the Ruffers win tonight. That's one of the unknowns. The unknowns, how are the Ruffers going to respond after 2 weeks of kind of getting drubbed by some pretty good football teams? How's the morale? The Ruffers have a handful of starters out tonight with injuries and other situations, and so they'll play a little bit shorthanded as far as their starters are concerned. Another unknown for the Ruffers. But one of the knowns that Muskogee will have is a guy that plays nose guard for Muskogee. He's a guy that's come up through the program and has done a great job in that position over the years. He's our player of the week tonight, and when we return, we'll be talking with nose guard Jack Green after this timeout on Ruffer TV.
Folks, Kyle Edwards, GMC in Muskogee. I was born and raised in Muskogee. Our family has owned the GMC dealership for over 50 years. We take great pride in being in the Muskogee community. Things have changed over the years, but one thing remains the same, our desire to take care of our customers. Looking for a new GMC truck or SUV? We've got them, and you have our commitment to give you the best buying experience around. From sales, parts, or service, we are here for you. You have my promise to give you the best selection, best price, and the most for your trade-in at 1600 North Main in Muskogee or KyleEdwardsGMC.com.
In times of need, it's comforting to see faces of people you know and trust. Cornerstone Funeral Home in Muskogee cherishes the opportunity to be there for you and your family in life's most challenging times when friends are most important. Cornerstone Funeral Home and Crematory welcomes the opportunity to answer any questions regarding planning and pre-arrangements for you and your loved ones. Experience the difference. Cornerstone Funeral Home, 1830 North York in Muskogee, where you'll find faces you know and reputations you trust.
Welcome back in our countdown to kickoff. Each and every week, we give you a chance to meet one of the playmakers, one of the difference makers. And tonight, one young man that will, for the final time in the regular season, be wearing the Ruffer green and white, playing here at the Village, is Jack Green, a guy that from time to time has been on the offensive side of the line and on the defensive side of the line. Jack, just true serum. Which is your favorite side of the football?
Probably defense. It feels good to hit people, and it feels really good when you get a sack or a tackle for loss. I think that's my best.
I know you were a frustrated guy last Friday night, kind of jumping into that neutral zone and drawing some flags. So how do you gear it back? And then at the same time, keep it at a high pitch to be able to seek and destroy?
I would say after the stern talking with my coaches, I would say you just got to listen to the words and just kind of just move on and just learn from your mistake or try to get kind of used to their calls. It wasn't a good night.
Now let's talk about what you've seen in Putnam City North and what they do offensively, and where can 67 and his teammates go and make a difference?
Well, that center is going very light, so I'm hoping it's going to be a good time for me and easy. We've currently made adjustments, so we are moving to a 4-eye. I'm moving to a shade, but we'll still have our old defense, just trying new things to make sure we come with the win. But the guard's pretty big, but I think with that center, I think I'll have a good night.
Now, for those that know the Ruffer football roster, they can look up and down and say there's two guys. There's Jack Green and there's Christian Green. You guys are brothers. He's your younger brother, but he's got the longer hair. How did that happen?
Well, it's Ryan, but Ryan, he just hasn't cut his hair. I think he's pushing maybe 2.5 years since he has not cut his hair, and we just have been people who don't cut our hair.
So now when you guys put your hands on the ground across the line from each other, how do you look at each other and not laugh? And then just not want to go and knock somebody out?
Well, I was about to say we kind of will, if we both are on the sideline, that's when we'll talk and whatnot. But as soon as we get on the field, we know we got to lock in and do our job. So
when you're on the defensive side and he's on the offensive side, your job is to seek and destroy.
Correct.
Is it ramp you up a little bit higher level because you're going to go try to put your brother on his backside?
Not all the time, I mean, we don't fight much anymore, but if we do, it does feel good to be able to hit hit my brother in a kind, more respectable way without,
You expect me to believe that line of bull? All right.
Let's just keep going.
Let's just keep going. Exactly. Jack, let's talk about what it means to you to be a senior, to realize that, there is a playoff game next week, but for the final time in a regular season contest, this is your senior night.
Yes. It's different in, being a senior as it all is. It's just, this ending, but you just got to be thankful that you got the time to play and the time to just meet new people, meet the sophomores, meet our new coaches, as we all seen. It's just
It's hard to put in words in it and not get emotional about it. Yeah. But now there is another game to be played after this week, and maybe 2, maybe 3, even 4 more. We'll talk about that as time comes aboard. Now, if seniors go to Coach Condet to order something special for the post-game celebration, how big a bowl of banana pudding is 67 going to ask for?
Well, I could go for a good metal pan tray. I don't know, a good 8x8, maybe a little bigger, whatever. You got to have vanilla wafers, bananas, and cut up bananas in it, and I'll be happy than anybody else.
Why don't we put a big bowl of banana pudding right behind the center, and you just go whip up on that all night long?
Well, I'm going to be a little distracted then, and I won't be able to focus on my game.
All right. Jack Greedy is our guest in our countdown. Get to know the Ruffers, back with head coach Dale Condet after this time out on Ruffer Football 2025.
In sports, having the right winning strategy is often the difference between winning and losing. The same is true when you need legal representation. For more than 15 years, the law offices of Michael A. Finnerty have successfully provided the winning strategy with excellence and integrity for the people of the Muskogee area in matters of personal injury, social security disability, and workers' compensation issues. The law office, Muskogee trusts Michael A. Finnerty, ready to develop a winning strategy. Michael A. Finnerty, 436 Court Street in Muskogee. Call 687-1155. Online at finnertylaw.com.
Runt's Barbecue serves up hand-rubbed, slow-cooked goodness. Anytime you're feeding a few hundred, hey, we're just tailgating with friends. Call the experts, Runt's Barbecue. Ribs, brisket, burnt ends, mouth-watering hot link, and smoked chicken, where everything is made from scratch, from the barbecue sauce to the banana pudding. Give us a try, and you won't be disappointed. Runt's Barbecue, 918-681-3900. Runt's Barbecue, slow-cooked goodness in Muskogee.
Welcome back on Ruffer Football tonight here from Ruffer Village. It is senior night. We bring in head coach Dale Condet. And Dale, how fast has the 2025 season gone by? It seems like it was just yesterday we were talking about game 1 of the Dale Condet era of Ruffer Football. Now here we are to senior night and the final regular season game of the year.
Yeah, I didn't know if it was just me getting older, how time speeds up as you get older, but definitely fastest season that, in my memory for me. And I think a lot of it was, it was something new, it was something much anticipated. It's been very challenging and at times rewarding. So it's been going fast, and here we are, week 10. I think too the warm weather. We've had that warm weather the entire season. So, but yeah, here we are, week 10, and going to go hopefully have a good game tonight, get back on the tracks and get things going the right direction, and go in and see who we're going to play.
It's been a season of roller coaster moments. Seemed like that roller coaster was running off the tracks first 3 weeks of the season. Then it got back going the right way. And here the last 2 weeks, it hasn't come up in the Ruffers' favor. But still, your future beyond tonight.
Yeah, and you hope that these next 2 weeks you can win and win impressively and build your confidence back up. And if we do that, and we've told our guys that, for 2 quarters and sometimes 3, we've looked like a contender and like we can beat anybody. But on the flip side of that, there's been quarters that we've stringed together that we could lose to about anybody. So the consistency, I think the belief, the trust in each other has got to continue to evolve and develop. And, when you go through these tougher times, you go through it together. So when you do that, you have an option to let it kind of pull you apart, or you can let it, strengthen you. And I think we've started the process of again getting stronger and hopefully better as we go into this ball game tonight.
Ruffers tonight at home for senior night against Putnam City North. You know that next week you will go into the 6A2 football playoff picture, because while the district championship will be decided tonight between Sand Springs and Sapulpa, 3 and 4 positions are pretty much the same, and really on down the line to 5 and 6. But that West Side district, it is a scramble for the championship.
Yeah, I mean the top 4 have all beat each other, and then even Southmore, that they're going to finish 5th, but they've been very competitive against some of those schools. So I'm guessing that it's a very strong district, and I'm sure that everybody's kind of looking at this 6A2 thing going, there's really not been one team emerge as the clear favorite like there can be a lot of years. 6A1, we kind of know who we expect to go win that thing. But in this division, I think it's wide open for whoever gets hot at the right time and believes they can go do it.
And certainly, why not us?
Yeah, and that's, I've always been one of those ever since, when I was following my dad around as a young guy. Just he always had my mind the hope and belief that we were going to have a shot at going to make a run to win a state championship, because you never know when that time comes. I've won them on years where people didn't think we had a chance, and then not won them on years where we thought we would. So that's what makes this interesting enough to come back and do for the 32nd year. So we're excited to see how it falls.
It is a night of celebration here at Ruffer Village. It is week 10. It is senior night. We're going to take a quick time out. When we come back, we'll talk about how the Ruffers look to light up the scoreboard against the Panthers of PC North. Offensive coordinator Mason Fine will join us. Then it'll be Travis Bryant's responsibility to share how the Ruffer defense can throw a rope around the Panthers and perhaps put up another scoreless quarter or two, before we come back with Dale Condet and this week's winning strategy, brought to you by Michael A. Finnerty, attorney at law. But first, this time out, you're listening to Ruffer Football 2025.
Pioneer Abstract, proudly serving residential and commercial customers throughout Muskogee County since 1905. Serving banks, mortgage companies, and mortgage brokers with refinancing, purchase, 1031 tax-deferred exchanges, along with full escrow services and more. Pioneer Abstract offers the convenience of centralized services for escrow accounts, title insurance, and title searches. Pioneer Abstract, here yesterday, here today, and here tomorrow at 412 West Broadway in downtown Muskogee, or call Pioneer Abstract at 683-2904.
Green Country has never been more connected. This summer, get up to 4 phones on us. Choose from the newest Apple and Samsung devices. Plus, you can save big with our unlimited talk, text, and data plans. Visit us today in-store or online at bravadowireless.com.
Certain restrictions apply. See store for details.
At J. Hodge Chevrolet in Muskogee. Shop Silverados, Trailblazers, Colorados, and more. More new Chevys and top dollar for trade-in. 144 West Shawnee.
Senior night at Ruffer Village against the Panthers of Putnam City North. Time to talk about offensive strategies with Mason Fine. And Mason, as you go into this 10th game of the season, injuries and other things cause coaches to have to move personnel around from one side of the football to the other, as it'll be this week with players like Jamie Beasley going a lot both ways, offensively and defensively. What does that force you to have to do to develop offensive consistency tonight against the Panthers?
Yeah, we've been dealing with the personnel issues of keeping guys fresh, keeping playing 100%. This second half of the season. It's just when it comes into game planning, you can't really just be like, all right, they're in this coverage, and then we're going to call this play from our base or whatever. It's also maximizing the performance of both the defense and the offense and special teams to go out there and put a full team game together. So you got to take some of that into consideration when you're game planning of those guys, of staying fresh and putting guys in a position to be successful. And I think as a staff on offense and defense, we kind of communicated and worked together of making sure we're communicating about, the plays, the players or where they're at and stuff like that.
Trying to find consistency with this offense is kind of like been trying to pull a rabbit out of a hat at times, because at times the offense is clicked, and when it does, it works to near perfection. At times it's been kind of sputtering. What do you do to maximize that effort tonight and find it in full gear?
I think you try to take the thinking out of it. You want guys to play fast and not to be thinking. And, You know, and that's what it comes down to. But it comes down to football at the end of the day. It comes being more physical in every position, being more physical and coming out ready to play the game and have more energy. I think, I know we're not talking about the past, but last Friday I think we came out flat and we weren't the most excited team to play, and it showed. So those are given. Those are the standards. We got to come out ready to play, know our job, and execute, and then go be competitors. Compete. And when the ball's in the air or the ball's handed to you, make a play.
With the defensive scheme that Putnam City North will use with the 3-4 foundation, how do you take advantage of that and work it to points on the scoreboard?
Yeah, I think in this defense you got to find their overhangs, their outside backers. Are they apex? Are they tight? Are they wide? So we got to find those guys all night and be able to kind of play off of that. We should have answers, in any pass play / run play, but it's about our guys executing the game plan, knowing their job, and then just doing it over and over and over, and don't get bored or taking a profit or hitting a check down or something like that, because, they're going to be playing over the top. So, you got to be willing not to put the ball in harm's way. You got to be able to protect the ball, limit the turnovers. Turnovers have been a big issue all year, so we got to take care of the football. And then when we do decide to, take a shot or call something that we really like, make sure we execute it and go 100% at it.
Is North's defense more stronger against the run versus the pass, where you feel like you got to go more to the air, or vice versa?
I think it's a little bit of both, depending on how they come into their game plan with their outside backers. At times there could easily be, we could be in 10 personnel, a doubles look, and they could have, 7 people in the box. So it's all about, getting in the right call, but also, our quarterback going through his reads, making sure he's either handing the ball off or, throwing those little nows out there, those receiver screens when the box is tight. So, I think they depend on their coverage to kind of get to the quarterback, and they have some great players on the edge and up front, but also in the secondary too. So, they're going to test us, and we just got to make sure we do our job and come out more excited and with our hair on fire. That's for sure.
And certainly provide that protection, because, like you said, they do have the outside people that will attack the opposing quarterback, and Cason's going to need to have somebody having his back.
Yeah, and I think, the O-line's doing a great job in pass pro. At times, we kind of have a miscommunication, but, for how many times we've thrown it, how many sacks we've taken, and that's on the quarterback, too, getting the ball out, but also the O-line's doing a great job, and our running backs picking up blitzers, too. So I think, again, it goes back to everyone doing their job, playing within the offense, not trying to do too much, and just go out there and have fun.
Mason Fine with some offensive game plan thoughts, back with Travis Bryant's vision of a Ruffer victory tonight here on senior night after we take this time out of Ruffer football 2025.
At J. Hodge Chevrolet in Muskogee. Shop Silverados, Trailblazers, Colorados, and more. More new Chevys and top dollar for trade-in. 144 West Shawnee.
Green Country has never been more connected. This summer, get up to 4 phones on us. Choose from the newest Apple and Samsung devices. Plus, you can save big with our unlimited talk, text, and data plans. Visit us today in-store or online at bravadowireless.com.
Certain restrictions apply. See store for details.
This land was a tapestry of Indian nations and tiny towns that grew into great cities. Bank First is loyal to the shared mission of growth and success that built Oklahoma. That's why in more than 50 communities statewide, our banks are run by local leaders who stick together and work hard to continue unlocking Oklahoma's great promise. Bank First, loyal to Oklahoma, loyal to you.
In the locker room, talk a little defense here in our pregame countdown to kickoff. We bring in defensive coordinator Travis Bryant. I know you weren't the happiest man last Friday night, but after looking at the game film, what positives did you draw from the Sapulpa game and find the areas to make those true-ups?
Yeah, there weren't a lot of positives from last Friday night. The frustrating thing was, we at times stopped them, but we just didn't consistently play with the effort and execute like you need to beat a good football team.
When you come into a Week 10 ball game, your future next week going into the playoffs is already decided. How do you make sure that defensively you stay sharp and get better?
A big thing with us is just making sure we're taking care of ourselves and getting some momentum for the playoffs. But, just being consistent. We've had, different groups in the secondary, different linebackers. So we're just trying to get some momentum, get some consistency. I like where we're going in the back end. We had a young freshman play pretty good last week, and the Delgado kid. And we're getting Trayshawn Pouncil back. So maybe we can get some momentum and get things going in the right direction.
That obviously will be an avenue where the Ruffers should be tested tonight because of how the Panthers like to throw the ball deep.
Yeah, I think their quarterback's a pretty good little player, and they got some decent receivers. So, at times this year, a weakness for us has been, covering things up in the back end. So we got to get better there, and this will be a good test for us.
Can you put quick pressure, use Kyron, or on the opposite side with Caden Harkin at the defensive end? Can you get to the quarterback and disrupt him?
Yeah, I think we can get to the quarterback, with the things we do up front, just changing fronts. And, I think we're better than them up front, so we should be able to get pressure and then cover in the back end.
What do you have to do tonight to win the football game from a defensive side?
For me, it's just being solid. Just the pre-snap penalties, the silly penalties, getting lined up, getting our eyes right, getting a good stance, and just making sure we're fundamentally sound.
Travis Bryant with some defensive game plan thoughts on tonight's matchup against the Panthers of Putnam City North. When we come back, it'll be time for Winning Strategy, brought to you by Michael A. Finnerty, attorney at law, with head coach Dale Condet. But first, this time out on Ruffer Football 2025.
Have you been injured as the result of a car accident? Has your family been impacted by the death of a loved one caused by someone else's negligence? Whatever you're dealing with, you don't have to face it alone. At 222 Injury Lawyers, our dedicated personal injury attorneys are here to fight for the justice and compensation you deserve. Call 918-528-0222.
Proudly serving the elderly of the Muskogee community, Broadway Care and Rehabilitation Center is a skilled nursing facility empowering better living through long-term care as well as many other respite care options. And coming soon to Broadway, the Memory Care Unit. At Broadway Care and Rehabilitation, the amazing therapy department can help you or your loved one get back on their feet. Contracted with most major insurances, follow them on Facebook and see many of the enriching activities offered to the residents. Broadway Care and Rehabilitation Center, proud to support the Muskogee Ruffers. Ruffer Football Senior Night. Bill Huddleston with head coach Dale Condet for tonight's Winning Strategy, brought to you by the law offices of Michael A. Finnerty. But Dale, first on Senior Night, some memories to be made for a lot of players, and that even goes with the coach with your first-year relationship with this group of kids.
Yeah, and you like to, you're hanging jerseys up, and every time every time I hang a senior's jersey up where I know it's senior night, I kind of reflect back. And of course, with these guys, I don't know them nearly as well as I've known the past few groups I've had at Wagner, but you kind of think back of all the years they've committed to this, how much time you think about their family, and having kids that played for me myself. It's a big night. There'll be a lot of emotion, I know, for them and their families, and we want to go out and let them go out on a big note. So I always talk to the underclassmen separate from them to let them know that tonight we need to go out and play hard for this group because they've put so much time in here.
Now let's talk about the game at hand. Putnam City North. Ruffers' future for the playoffs is secure. You'll play at home next week in the opening round of the 6A2 football playoff picture. But in looking at tonight's winning strategy against Putnam City North, what things through the eyes of the head coach have you the most concerned going into tonight's contest?
Well, I was thinking back over the games where we've played pretty well, like Ponca City game. We run the opening kickoff back, and it gave us early momentum and belief. And then, now we fast forward to the Sapulpa game, we get an interference call we weren't crazy about. Next play, we give up a big touchdown pass, and it was like we just never could get things going. And so I think having success early for this team is a big thing. I think, with the way their quarterback throws the football, and they have a couple threats at wide receiver, and we have not proven that we're great against big pass plays. We've given up too many. We need to really minimize that tonight, or we could end up in a game that we didn't want to be a part of, and that's a real close one. We need to really minimize big pass plays.
It's also, too, something you want to go into the playoffs on a winning note. So having that positive experience tonight here is an added desire.
And sometimes, unfortunately, winning sometimes not enough. You want to feel like you played well, and that you're playing at a level where you can compete in the playoffs. So, that's something we'll be looking for tonight to hopefully go out and start looking like a playoff team.
Head Coach Dale Condet with tonight's winning strategy, brought to you by the law offices of Michael A. Finnerty, attorney at law. Back with Health of the Ruffers, courtesy of Excel Physical Therapy. But first, this time out, you're watching and listening to Ruffer Football 2025.
The world of education is driven by numbers. So is the one company more schools and universities call on when fire or water damage strikes. 1-800-SERVPRO. The number one choice in commercial cleanup and restoration.
When it matters most. The name to remember, ServPro of Muskogee. 918-913-4490. Online at servpro.com.
There's never been a better time to find a great deal on a sedan, truck, or crossover at Nissan of Muskogee. Call 918-683-6605 or go to nissanofmuskogee.com. There's never been a better time to find a great deal on a sedan, truck, or crossover at Nissan of Muskogee. Call 918-683-6605 or go to nissanofmuskogee.com.
Moments before kickoff here on Senior Night at Ruffer Village, Muskogee against Putnam City North. Time to take a look at this week's Health of the Ruffers. And Justin, as the season goes on, you expect bumps and bruises. You expect knee injuries from time to time, ankle sprains, broken fingers, what have you. But the one mystery injury is the concussion, because it's really probably the hardest to evaluate and then the hardest for some to overcome.
Oh, absolutely. You evaluate a concussion under concussion protocol that's set forth by different standards through medical groups. We check a lot of things, not just whether they have a headache or they're dizzy. For them to come back from a concussion, we check balance, we check stability, we do a lot of fine motor skills checking, memory skills. And the main thing is, obviously, if they're still having headaches, they're not released to come back to concussion protocol. So we have to go through balance and everything, wanting to make sure there are no problems, because the more concussions you have, the more problems you have further down the road, that we've seen in NFL testing and former NFL players, and that's what we try to prevent at the lower level.
When you talk about evaluating players, Ruffers have 2 players this week on concussion protocol. What things specifically do you look at them after they have begun to pass some of these tests, as you referred them to, and to say, okay, fine, it's now to get the doctor's approval that everything's clean and green to go?
Well, we start by, testing and making sure that when they get to the point that they don't have headaches, dizziness, or nausea, anything like that, when they get to where they do not have that, then we can send them in the doctor to get a release to start concussion protocol. Then after we start concussion protocol, we have a battery of tests we send them through, like I said, balance, memory, strength, and things like that.
It's not the easiest injury to diagnose. It's not always a knockout hit, a blindside hit. It can just come from everyday normal contact.
Oh, absolutely. We could barely get hit or hit the ground. Or, one of the things that I like to check on them post-concussion is helmet fit. Because, it could be from the helmet improperly fitting and them getting hit in it or doing different things like that.
We're going to take a time out here in our Health of the Ruffers, brought to you by Excel Physical Therapy. When we come back, we'll talk specifically about players that will not be able to play, or maybe game time decisions all the way up to kickoff. Here on Senior Night at Ruffer Village, Muskogee and Putnam City North, back with more Health of the Ruffers after this timeout on Ruffer Football 2025.
Pain is temporary, pride is forever. At Excel Therapy, we want to be your athlete's advocate for excellence. We offer treatment methods that focus on strengthening muscles and improving flexibility to improve your overall performance. And when injury sets in, Excel Therapy can aid in the recovery process. We know it's important to get back in the game, so trust the comeback experts, Excel Physical Therapy and Sports Medicine. With 16 locations and no physician referral required, you can begin healing today. Look for us online at exceltherapyok.com.
Bill Huddleston back in the locker room with head athletic trainer Justin Laird in our Health of the Ruffers, brought to you by Excel Physical Therapy. Warm one day, cool the next. One day, cool the next. That's got to be a trainer's worst nightmare as far as player readiness.
Well, I look at it like this. We live in Oklahoma. It could be raining one day and snowing the next during football season. So, you have to prepare regardless whether it be rain, sun, cold, hot, because it's going to be different on game day, so you got to be prepared.
Well, hopefully it's not like the weather we had last year when we went to PC North with the thunder and the lightning. Let's talk about the health of the Ruffers and players that going into the game time will be standing and watching from the sideline.
Yeah, this week we still have Hunter Lanier will be out for a knee injury. He will be back for playoffs. Jordan Hanlon is questionable if and when he will be back this year because of concussion protocol. We have Arias Paris, who is now on concussion protocol waiting for release, so he will be out this week. Destin Martin and Avon Goodland, it'll be a game time decision of whether they will play with a couple of injuries that they have. So we'll wait till game time to see what happens there. And we're a little beat up, but we'll be ready.
Justin Lair with tonight's Health of the Ruffers, courtesy of Excel Physical Therapy. Back with starting lineups and more on Senior Night at Ruffer Village as Ruffer Football 2025 continues after this timeout.
The Bank First tagline, Loyal to Oklahoma and You, isn't just a slogan. It's our pledge to every community we serve.
It's about donating our time, talent, and resources to develop relationships far beyond banking.
It's about investing in our local schools to provide a productive environment for the success of our students.
It's about engaging with local boards, committees, and foundations to improve the lives of our friends and neighbors.
We're loyal to the Muskogee community because it's our community too.
After all, life is about more than just balance sheets and bottom lines.
Bank First, loyal to Oklahoma, loyal to you. Member FDIC.
Back at Ruffer Village here on Senior Night 2025. Bill Huddleston along with Nick Hampton. And Nick, coming into tonight's ball game, Muskogee Ruffers preparing for the upcoming 6A2 football playoffs that'll begin a week from tonight. And it will begin right here at Ruffer Village. And the Ruffers already know their opponent. It will be the Knights of Northwest Classen.
It'll be an interesting game. And so the Ruffers, though, have to focus. I want to see how Muskogee comes out tonight, having been drubbed the last couple of weeks by Sand Springs and Sapulpa. The game, really, for the Ruffers is meaningless in terms of where they end up and what the playoff situation is. But I think it's a frame of mind situation tonight. And that, with the Ruffers coupled with several players that won't be playing tonight for injury and other reasons. So they'll be a little bit shorthanded in that department. Want to see how they come out tonight and really respond.
Well, the same picture is true for Putnam City North. The Panthers come into tonight's ball game knowing they will be the 6th seed coming out of this district. That means they will go against the number 3 team out of the West. They do not know who their foe will be because on that west side, Nick, in District 1 of 6A2 football, it is up for grabs. The game that will decide a whole lot is the winner between Piedmont and PCO. Should Piedmont beat Putnam City Original, they become the district champions. Should they lose, then it becomes Stillwater second, and Putnam City, Stillwater first, Putnam City second, with Piedmont being third. Choctaw will be the 4th seed coming out of the West, with also Southmore, and as we mentioned already, the Ruffers' opponent next week, Northwest Classen.
So the Ruffers want to really have a good game tonight, kind of shine, get the offense back in gear, get the defense kind of situated and under control. The Knights will come in, as you said, they will come in as the number 6 team out of that district next week, so they will be seated below the Ruffers. So these next 2 weeks for the Ruffers are really preparation weeks. Got to have the victory, play smart, and get ready for that second round game, which will be a tough one.
What you have to do in a night like this, though, Nick, is not to be too confident, not knowing that there's nothing on the line, but come in here with a business-like approach. That's what the Ruffers must do tonight against the Panthers, who have everything to play for, although their future is already determined. But they would like to come in and kind of, as someone said earlier today, shock the world, because Putnam City North not expected to beat the Muskogee Ruffers, at least by statistics and scores. But still, it's a high school football game, and as we saw many, many times, on any given night, any team can do the unexpected.
Well, the Panthers come in also kind of handicapped. They've had some injuries. They lost a lot of seniors last year, which hurt them, and then they had 9 players transfer out last year. And so they were a little bit shorthanded. Their 2-7 record, I think, kind of reflects that. And so they'll be out, as you say, to really kind of play and get ready for next week's playoff game as well. Coach Brian Lockhart, in his first year as head coach, he's been at the school for 9 years, but taken over this year as first year as head coach and has really kind of had to deal with injuries, transfers, and a graduated senior class.
How effective can quarterback Mason Jones be on the night? The 2-year starter comes in 97 of 57 through the year for 1,013 yards, 10 touchdowns. He's got the ability to throw the ball deep, and that favorite target, of course, most times would be Josh Lombard, 5'11", 190-pound senior who played quarterback last year at Putnam City Original, coming back to Putnam City North. He'll also be looking for Isaiah Southern, but I think the real key for the offensive expectations for the visiting Panthers will not only be the running of T.J. Wilson, but will be how well the offensive line can compete on the line of scrimmage against that very physical defensive 4-man front tonight for the Muskogee Ruffers.
And that 4-man front really had their hands full and unable to do much last 2 weeks against Pulpa and Sand Springs. And so they want to really be able to flex their muscles tonight, get in, make some tackles for losses and sacks, and kind of get that spark back again.
Certainly, of course, Jack Green would like to be a big part of that. He was our guest earlier in the pregame countdown to kickoff. Kyron Cope is a senior. He's the Echo side in. He's got 43 tackles on the season, well, along with 1 scoop and score. But he's a guy that can bring a lot of physicality to the game, along with Hayden Von Holt, who goes both ways. And I think that'll be key tonight, too. Can the Ruffers get off to a fast enough start so that everybody doesn't have to go so many players both ways?
And ideally, if the Ruffers could have their way, get the offense really rolling, get this game into possibly a running clock situation in the second half and get some rest for these guys.
Well, the other part of that, too, is how the Ruffers will execute offensively, and the game plan is to start through the air to begin the things tonight. Kaysen Delgado, the junior quarterback, 95 of 166 through the air, now with 1,475-yard passing and 15 touchdowns. Now, he's thrown it away 11 times, Nick, so finding the right target tonight will be key for the passing game. Of course, Decaden Ford, along with Jamie Beasley and Nunu James, but one player to probably won't see too much on the offensive side is Avon Goodland. He's got a broken bone in his finger, Nick, that's going to require surgery on Monday. So this will be the final game of the year for most part for number 0, and how well he can participate tonight from the Ruffers is key. But then, of course, how well can Chap run the football? Marquise Chaplin now with 658 yards on 110 carries and 8 rushing touchdowns.
I'm going to go back to Delgado for a moment, too. He had a tough week last week, 3 interceptions in that game against Sapulpa's Chieftains, and so he's going to be wanting to get his head right tonight and have a really good game throwing the ball.
Muskogee Ruffers at home for the final time in the regular season, knowing that the football playoffs will begin 1 week from tonight right here at Ruffer Village. But first is take care of business against the Panthers of Putnam City North. One good thing about tonight's game, though, Nick, between the Panthers and the Ruffers is there won't be weather like we had last year.
It's almost a perfect game. Last year, we had a big old thunderstorm. I was like in the third quarter, if I remember right. And usually they'll wait those things out, but there was so much rain and lightning that they just decided to call the game. And so it was 36-0 when the game was called, and the officials just got together and said, hey, it's a game, let's go home.
Time now to take a timeout here at our pregame countdown to kickoff. When we come back, it'll be time to start the contest as the Muskogee Ruffers take on Putnam City North in the final regular season game for 2025. Back to Ruffer Village after this 2-minute timeout on Ruffer Football.
In times of need, it's comforting to see faces of people you know and trust. Cornerstone Funeral Home in Muskogee cherishes the opportunity to be there for you and your family in life's most challenging times when friends are most important. Cornerstone Funeral Home and Crematory welcomes the opportunity to answer any questions regarding planning and pre-arrangements for you and your loved ones. Experience the difference. Cornerstone Funeral Home, 1830 North York in Muskogee, where you'll find faces you know and reputations you trust.
This land was a tapestry of Indian nations and tiny towns that grew into great cities. Bank First is loyal to the shared mission of growth and success that built Oklahoma. That's why in more than 50 communities statewide, our banks are run by local leaders who stick together and work hard to continue unlocking Oklahoma's great promise. Bank First, loyal to Oklahoma, loyal to you.
At J. Hodge Chevrolet in Muskogee. Shop Silverados, Trailblazers, Colorados, and more. More new Chevys and top dollar for trade-in. 144 West Shawnee. At J. Hodge Chevrolet in Muskogee. Shop Silverados, Trailblazers, Colorados, and more. More new Chevys and top dollar for trade-in. 144 West Shawnee.
My brother and sister left me again. They went back to school. Can you believe that? But don't worry, they still call me every morning, thanks to their brand new phones from Bravado Wireless. My sister even dropped hers in the pool, but Bravado's trade-in help has her covered. And my brother, he's flexing with the new iPhone 16 Pro Max. Like, how cool is that? Mom and Dad got deals too. Bravado's unlimited plan saved the whole family money.
Back at Ruffer Village, Senior Night 2025 for a group of 20 football seniors, Nick. And when you take a look at that, sophomore year they had 10 wins. Their junior year had 11 wins. And then last year also with 12 wins, going 12-1, reaching the state championship game each of the last 2 years. This has been a very successful senior class.
It really has. And all of them are down there. They will all go out to midfield to represent the Ruffers here at the coin toss, and so you always kind of have a little sentimental feeling when the seniors come out for their, it won't be their last time on Ruffer Village turf, but very important game and very symbolic nonetheless.
Well, if you look out there, you see Hunter Lanier, one of the 4 primary captains, joining Jamie Beasley along with Coda Barnowski and Kyron Cope. But if you just look amongst that group of players, Nick, you see 1, 2, 3 in street clothes, not playing tonight because of injuries. You do see Avon Goodland out there. He's suited up. He will go some at defense, but how much he can play on the offensive side will you wait and type C situation here game night.
It'll be good to see him play some defense. That's where the Ruffers really need his strength and his abilities to be in there. We talked to him this week, and he enjoys playing defense more anyway. So it'll be a very big plus if he can get in there and play some defense tonight.
Ron Morton of TTCU doing the ceremonial coin flip. Putnam City North has won the toss and deferred the choice. That plays right into the Ruffers' game plan, Nick, because they want the football. They want to start fast. Officiating crew tonight, Mike Sexton will be the referee. Kurt Greider will be the umpire. Kevin Holloway will be the head linesman. Brian Martinez will be the line judge. Muskogee will be in the all-green, Putnam City North in the white jerseys with the scarlet helmet with the gold Panther logo on the side. Just about ready for the opening tip of tonight's ball game. Ruffers at home here for the regular season finale. Would like to make it a second straight win over the Panthers. I think this is the second time these two schools have played.
I think so, yeah. Putnam City North, a relatively new school in that district, and so they haven't had a chance to play outside the Oklahoma City area too much. And, yeah, so the Ruffers trying to get their second win in as many years against the Panthers.
Their most famous alumnus would be who?
I bet I can cheat and figure it's Sam Bradford.
Exactly. And Sam Bradford, not only an outstanding quarterback who had an outstanding career at the University of Oklahoma where he won a Heisman Trophy, but then also had a stint in the National Football League. But what Brian Lockhart said when it came to supporting his football team, Sam Bradford says, time to pony up, and he whipped out the checkbook and he wrote a sizable donation to the Panthers athletic program, where he was not only an outstanding football player but also an outstanding golfer.
And here come the Ruffers out on the field.
That spirit group moving the flags, MHS, up the field as Muskogee here on senior night prepares for tonight's opening kick.
All right.
Panthers making their 26th playoff appearance next week, Nick. Their last, of course, made the playoffs last year. They won a state title with Bradford at quarterback in 1991. The Ruffers, of course, ended a long streak of missing the championship game. The previous, prior to 2023, was when? 1986.
Yep, that's right.
And then, of course, back-to-back seasons, 2023 winning the gold ball, and last year coming up just perhaps one or two big plays short of a repeat state title as the Ruffers went 12-1 on the season. But that's all part of history. Tonight, the Ruffers look to write an exciting chapter to close the 2025 regular season campaign here at home as the Pride of Muskogee pounds out the tunes of On Muskogee. Muskogee started the season, Nick, with a disappointing loss in Game 1 at Booker T, then went back-to-back contests against Rogers and Bentonville West when they came up woefully short on the scoreboard, but then reeled off 4 straight wins before running into back-to-back set breaks and disappointing finishes against Sand Springs and Sapulpa to set up tonight's 10th game of the year.
Speaking of those two teams, they will play tonight for the 100th time in their history, and they will settle who will win this district between those two teams.
That's the Highway 97 series.
Who do you like in that one?
Man, part of me wants to go Chieftains after watching them play last week, but
it's hard to go against Easton Webb and those.
Well, it's hard for me to
Sandites.
go against Bobby K.
Yeah,
Bobby
it
Klink.
is, yeah. They're a pretty talented team.
Panthers will kick off. They'll defend the south goal. Heath Munerlin on to do the kicking.
So the Ruffers will get the ball first, and let's see what they can do. They want to get off, as Bill said, get off to the fast start, get some points on the board.
Nunu James back deep to return the kick. It's off to the right. James will have it. He'll come to his right, trying to find a crease. Comes upfield, slants across the 35, and he's out near the 40-yard line on the return.
Tackle on the play by Gavin Davis for the Panthers on the kick coverage. So the Ruffers get pretty good field position to start at their own 40-yard line.
Moving from north to south, junior quarterback Kaysen Delgado will bring the Ruffer offense to the field. Offensive line will have Hayden Von Holt, Ryan Green, Tavon Ioane at center, Courtney Nash and JoJo Alexander, the other guard and tackle.
Take a minute to get the football out there ready to go.
Nunu James will kind of line up as a tight receiver on the right side. Out of the 10 personnel, Delgado waits to take the snap. On the back from Ioane, throws upfield. Underneath toss intended on a bullet delivery for Decaden Ford, but it's in and out of his hands, incomplete.
Yeah, it was there. He was open, and he was pretty well surrounded by defensive backs that time. Don't know that he was going to get very far, but would have been a few yards on the pass.
It does stop the clock with 11:51 left here in the opening quarter. Glad to have you aboard for game number 10 here at 2025. Jamie Beasley along with DK will go wide to the left. James to the boundary right. They come back in motion. Hand it off to Chaplin up the middle. He pounds straight ahead. Gets some tough going. Big Victor Flores, the nose guard. A transfer from Deer Creek. A 6', 290-pound senior, Nick, making the stop after a gain of just 2 yards. So it brings up a 3rd and long situation. That might be a stat tonight to see how the Ruffers can do on 3rd down conversions.
Well, they didn't have a real good night last week against Sapulpa on 3rd downs.
Ruffers will put James by himself wide to the right, Twins outside to the left. Delgado in the pocket, good protection, throws upfield, stop and go catch made by Jamie Beasley at the 50, 45, inside the 40 and down to about the 38-yard line goes JB.
20 yards on the carry. Wide open was Beasley around the 50 or so and dashed down the field another 12 yards.
To the 38-yard line in Putnam City North territory. That's a Kyle Edwards GMC Ruffer first down and 10 on the first possession of the night. Ruffers will put a pair to either side with Delgado bringing motion from forward across the field. They'll hand it off inside for Chappie. Breaks through the crease inside the 35 and powers his way down to the 31-yard line. That'll be a gain of 7 on first down. That's a more measurable situation.
Tackled on a play by Mason Jones, who's playing in the defensive backfield for the Panthers.
So a 2nd and 3 situation for the Muskogee Ruffers on their initial possession of the contest. Beasley and Ford are out to the left. Twin receivers to the boundary wide right. They empty backfields. They put Chap in motion. Delgado's going to throw the swing pass for Chaplin. Makes the catch. It is hit immediately. As getting there in a hurry was Marshall Bennett, the senior cornerback, coming up on that swing route.
Going to lose a yard actually on the play.
Back to the 32-yard line to create yet another 3rd down situation.
It's going to bring the Ruffers to 3rd and 3.
Jeff, they didn't get a good block out there on that screen, and defense able to penetrate and make the easy tackle.
Chaplin will line up this time to the right shoulder of Delgado. They'll put Beasley and Ford to the left. Counter, throw it underneath. Ford's going to try to block Jamie with shake and bake. 25 has the first down and more. Going to drive the would-be tackler down to the 20-yard line before Josh Lombard makes the stop. That goes from the 32 to the 20, a 12-yard gain. The second conversion on third down opportunities, and the Ruffers have it 1st and 10 from the 20-yard line in Panther territory.
Again, Beasley pretty wide open, had a good blocker out in front of him as well, and so Ruffers moving it down the field of drives that started at their own 40, now down to the Panther 20.
Ford and James will stand out wide to the right. They'll hand it off in traffic to Marquise Chaplin. He'll fall inside the, well, they're going to mark the knee down at the 20-yard line, so it'll be no gain on first down.
Snap was a little bit low, and that kind of upset the timing on the play for Delgado to get the handoff to Chaplin, and he was a little late in the hole.
Pretty good size in that interior portion of the defensive front for the visiting Panthers. Victor Flores, we talked about tipping the scales at 290, Deshaun Logan at 215, and Adrian Cheatham at 240 pounds. Now to 2nd and 10. Delgado, underneath route, throws to Avon Goodland, the man who's playing with the broken finger, and he'll have surgery on Monday to repair that broken bone that actually occurred a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, good. Yeah, Goodland. Nice catch on the play.
It was 9 yards on the pickup, so it'll be a 3rd and short yardage situation.
That'll bring the Ruffers to 3rd and 1.
3rd and short for a change now.
Caden Harkin will come in as an extra blocking back in this formation. Ruffer offensive front line, JoJo Alexander, Courtney Nash, Tavon Ione, Ryan Green, and Hayden Bonholt. Motion in front. Snap the ball to Delgado. Give it off to Chaplin. Second effort. I think he gets the first down, Nick, by the hair of the chinny chin chin. He got the 1 yard, but nothing much more than that. But it's a 1 yard pickup, and it's a 3rd consecutive conversion on third down opportunities. Third down turns into first down and goal to go at the 10.
10th play of the drive coming up for the Ruffers. They've been to third down every time and converted all of them.
7:50 left in quarter number 1. Ruffers trying to take this first possession and go 60 yards for the score. And James in motion. They'll play action, and there's movement on the opposite side. That's going to cost the Ruffers 5 for the false start. That was one of the problems, too, Nick, last week that created some offensive execution challenges, and then those untimely offside infractions on 3rd and long situations, turning them to shorter yard situations for Sapulpa last week.
We had several of those in the early going of that game that really kind of set the tone for the game. The Ruffers driving a couple of times had them called back or offset, and that really upset the offense for the whole night.
So it moves it back to the 15-yard line. Still first down, goal to go. Delgado looks left, looks right, takes the snap, hands it off to Chaplin, trying to bounce outside. Blocker in front, inside the 10, past another at the 5, into the end zone, goes Chet for the score. His 9th rushing touchdown of the season. This one from 15 yards out to put 6 points on the scoreboard for the Muskogee Ruffers.
Nice hole opened up over there. Good block in that left tackle spot by the Ruffers to open that hole up. And the Ruffers take it in. They go 60 yards in 11 plays, or 10 plays.
Zevelin Ballalon, the 215-pound senior, on to try the PATs. 34-38 so far in the season. Koda Barnowski in the hole on the special teams unit. Harkin to snap. Ball's down. Kick is on the way. It splits the uprights good, and there's timeout on the field. 7:16 left, quarter number 1. Ruffers go 60 for 6. They lead it 7-0 tonight. We're back in 30 seconds on Ruffer Football 2025.
Pioneer Abstract, proudly serving residential and commercial customers throughout Muskogee County since 1905. Serving banks, mortgage companies, and mortgage brokers with refinancing, purchase, 1031 tax-deferred exchanges, along with full escrow services and more. Pioneer Abstract offers the convenience of centralized services for escrow accounts, title insurance, and title searches. Pioneer Abstract, here yesterday, here today, and here tomorrow at 412 West Broadway in downtown Muskogee, or call Pioneer Abstract at 683-2904.
Back at Ruffer Village, Ruffers go 60 yards on their first possession. Marquise Chaplin with the 15-yard gallop for the touchdown run to put Muskogee out in front early, Nick.
So ball along, we'll kick it off, and we'll see how the Panthers will fare with this as they try to get their offense in gear. Back deep for them will be Terry T.J. Wilson, who's their leading ball carrier. He's standing about the 15.
Ball along with the kick. It's short, fielded at about the 22. Panthers try to find the corner and do so at across the 30 and up near the 36-yard line on the return.
Josh Lombard making the return. So pretty good field position for the Panthers to start at the 35.
That first offensive series, Nick, was pretty much textbook. Combining the pass and the run, going 3 for 3 on third down opportunities.
That's a big boost mentally for the Ruffers. Get that first touchdown. Get some of that feeling back in the offense that's been missing the past couple of weeks.
A convenience store 7-11 time on the clock.
Oh, okay.
Mason Jones, the 2-year starter at quarterback, will put the running back to his left. Stacked receivers out on the edges, both left and right. Jones takes the snap, hands it off in some trouble, and the running back's going to be stymied and smothered behind the line of scrimmage. T.J. Wilson on the carry, but
Harkin was there.
Harkin along with JoJo Alexander and company, stopping that for a 1-yard loss back to the 34-yard line. Ruffers come in defensively, Nick, giving up 75 yards per game against the run, but 166 through the air. They've not had too many turnovers. Now Jones in the pocket, waits under some pressure, has to run, goes upfield, has a receiver open, and trying to make the tackle. The Ruffer defenders are there, but making the catch for the Panthers was Gavin Davis. He'll get back the yards lost on first down +4, and it'll bring up a 3rd down and 6 situation.
Kyron Cope really put the hit on Mason Jones just as he threw that too.
So the Panthers this time will put 3 out wide to the left. 2 receivers to the boundary short side right now. They'll flip Wilson over to give 3 to the right side, and an empty backfield for Jones. Calls for the snap, and there's a little bit of a snap infraction penalty of 5-yard walk-off. It'll be against the Panthers and move it back to the 29. So the 5 they got on the preceding play, Nick, they give it right back on the hanky.
So they're just about where they started. They started at the 35 of the series, now they're at the 34.
It's a 3rd and 11 situation for the Panthers. Jones will have an empty backfield with 3 receivers to his left. He takes the snap, stands in the pocket, looks to throw upfield. This one's almost picked off. Oh, my goodness. Decaden Ford was so eager to take that one, and Nick, if he gets it, he could walk to the end zone.
Yeah, we could have walked to the end zone of that. He was wide open.
Not so fast, my
friend. Right through his hands.
Maybe with one of those roller chairs we could have got there. But the incomplete pass brings that 4th down and 11. Panthers failed to convert on their first 3rd down of the night. And the Ruffers will put forward back deep to receive as Munerlin comes in averaging 46.6 yards per punt. Nick, that's one of the better averages we've seen all season long by any of the preceding 9 opponents. Good snap. Pressure off the edge. This one up kind of knuckled into the night air. Ruffers just want to get out of the way of this one as it bounds around. It'll be snagged by one of the players downfield right at the 50-yard line, and that's where Muskogee will get it 1st down and 10 to start their second offensive series, leading 5:47 left in quarter number 1, 7-0. Do you have storm damage? Are you unsure of the condition of your roof? The folks at Roughneck Roofing are insurance claim specialists and here to help you get what you deserve. Stephen Lane and the team at Roughneck Roofing provide personal attention with professional results. Check out the condition of your home or your business's roofing with a phone call to 918-401-9125. Residential or commercial, the name to remember, Roughneck Roofing.
Well, you kind of hexed Munerlin there, talking about his punt average. Gets one just for 16 yards on that one. So
Muskogee will start 1st and 10 from the midfield stripe.
Try to take advantage of that short punt.
See if they look to go something big here right out of the first snap. Delgado with the running back to his right, waits in the pocket. Ooh, he got hammered, but wide open is Nunu, but the pass is long enough and right into the fingertips for Nunu James. He makes the catch, and the Ruffers go one play, 50 yards to the house. Touchdown, Muskogee, touchdown, J. Hodge Chevrolet.
That's what we want to see. 50 yards, Delgado to James, and for Nunu, that's his 5th receiving touchdown of the year, and a well-thrown ball, and then, like you said, Delgado just got hammered just as he threw that ball. Wow.
But he'll take that blow and put up his 16th touchdown pass of the season. And Barnowski will race on to try to hold and follow on to try to make it a 14-0 ball game. Snaps down. The kick is perfect. And there's time out on the field with 5:40 left to go in quarter number one. It's a quick start for the Ruffers. Back-to-back scoring opportunities. This one from 50 yards out. It's 14-0 Muskogee. We're back to Ruffer Village in 30 seconds on Ruffer Football 2025.
Brunt's Barbecue serves up hand-rubbed, slow-cooked goodness. Anytime you're feeding a few hundred, hey, we're just tailgating with friends. Call the experts, Brunt's Barbecue. Ribs, brisket, burnt ends, mouth-watering hot link, and smoked chicken, where everything is made from scratch, from the barbecue sauce to the banana pudding. Give us a try, and you won't be disappointed. Brunt's Barbecue, 918-681-3900. Brunt's Barbecue, slow-cooked goodness in Muskogee.
Bill Huddleston, Nick Hampton here with you on week number 10. Ruffers have run 11 plays, Nick. They have a total offense of 110 yards, and they've got 14 points on the scoreboard.
And is doing it just like Coach Dale Condet wanted them to do. Get off, go a good, fast start.
Ball on to put the ball on the tee for the ensuing kick. Z will swing the right leg. This time he'll drive it deep. Panthers will watch it hit at a 5, and it'll roll into the end zone on the touchback, and PC North will start 1st and 10 from its own 20. Tonight and every Friday night, the Ruffers' game plan for success is always 2020. But what about your vision? That's when you need Dr. Kimberly DeRosset, with 25 years' experience in Muskogee County, helping patients young and old alike. Dr. Kimberly DeRosset can protect your eyes, and with the right vision game plan. Kimberly DeRosset, now located at 3505 Chandler Road in Muskogee. Call 918-880-3937.
Ruffer defense held the Panthers to just 4 yards in their first possession, so they'd like to see a repeat of that this time around.
No time goes off the clock because that ball was never touched in the field of play. Second offensive situation of the night for Putnam City North. T.J. Wilson, the running back. Play action. Jones going to swing it out in space. Good catch out there in some traffic, and able to drag a Ruffer defender up the field. Catch that time made by Isaiah Southern, the 5'8", 155-pound senior. Was described by Coach Brian Lockhart as a utility. I mean, he can play quarterback, he can play a wide receiver, he can line up at running back. Pretty much anything they ask him to do, and he's done that for his football team so far this season. 5-yard pickup on first down. Jones again takes the snap, looking to throw right back in space. Catch made right at the line to gain. That's Lombard again. He makes the catch and gets to the 33-yard line, an 8-yard pickup, 1st and 10, PC North.
So their first down of the night on a couple of passes by Mason Jones, who's playing with an injured hand and has most of the season.
So Ruffers now will try to defend, stacked receivers left and right. Jones will stand and look to the sideline. T.J. Wilson, who played at Putnam City West last year, Nick, transferring within the district. Jones going to throw it out again in space. Catch made behind the line of scrimmage, but on the catch, Josh Lombard. He'll get upfield from the 33 to the 35, a pickup of 2.
So the Panthers now have decided to try and get it through the air on the quick out passes and have completed 2 or 3 of them.
Lombard came in tonight with 33 catches on the year. Twin receivers are out on the hash in numbers to the right side. Jones takes the snap, hands it off to T.J. Wilson, and he weaves his way through would-be tacklers. The ball came free, but Wilson was ruled down on the carry at the 38-yard line. That'll be a 3-yard net pickup. It'll be now 3rd down and 5.
So now the Ruffer defense wants to jump up again here. He stopped him the first time on 3 and out.
2 receivers stack out to either side for Jones. Ruffers show pressure coming off the edge, trying to get somebody to jump up front. Didn't do it on that long count. Now Jones will look back to the sideline with the play clock counting down inside of 10. Wilson will line up to the left of the quarterback. Jones claps his hands, calls for the snap. Straight drop back in the pocket. Wants to throw deep, has a receiver out there. This one's batted down and intercepted. The freshman, Cruz Delgado with the INT. He was matched up in single coverage downfield with Marshall Bennett, And the young sophomore comes up with the takeaway, and the Ruffers will get the football going the other way, looking for more here in quarter number 1.
Nice close by Cruz Delgado. He was beaten on that play, and the ball hung up just a little too long, and Delgado made a good effort to get back there quickly and make the interception before it could get in the receiver's
So he goes
hand.
to the sideline and says, okay, big brother, I got you the ball back. Now go get 6 more. 1st and 10 for the Ruffers here with 3:40 left in quarter number 1. Ruffers trying to still add more points to their ledger here tonight. Tonight's ball game not going to affect playoff positioning, Nick, for Muskogee or for Putnam City North. However, it does affect kind of your mental preparation and your emotions going into the postseason. You want to go in on a winning note.
Barnowski making his first appearance of the night other than as a holder.
Ruffers going to call a timeout, get the right personnel in the right lineup. 3:33 and the clock's still running. And then we'll take a 30-second timeout here on Ruffer Football 2025.
In sports, having the right winning strategy is often the difference between winning and losing. The same is true when you need legal representation. For more than 15 years, the law offices of Michael E. Finnerty have successfully provided the winning strategy with excellence and integrity for the people of the Muskogee area in matters of personal injury, social security disability, and workers' compensation issues. The law office, Muskogee trusts Michael A. Finnerty, ready to develop a winning strategy. Michael A. Finnerty, 436 Court Street in Muskogee. Call 687-1155. Online at finnertylaw.com.
Back at Ruffer Village, there was a little bit of a problem with the game clock, as after the change of possession, it started running pretty much on its own. It should be around 3:37. That's the time they'll put back on the clock as Muskogee will have the football. Just like when the Ruffers play in front of the fans here at Ruffer Village, Lynn Wallace and her team at Cornerstone Home Lending in Muskogee knows that home is where happy lives, especially when you lead 14-0 early. With honest, well-communicated, and knowledge-based experience, Cornerstone Home Lending will help you find the right loan that will get you home happy. Call 918-600-0602, Cornerstone Home Lending.
Ruffers with twins to either side, and Chaplin on the left shoulder of Delgado.
Mason Delgado will take the snap at his knees. He'll pump. He'll throw it back over on the left side. That's Jamie Beasley making the catch. He'll get only a couple of tough yards, going from the 36 up to about the 38, so a 2-yard pickup.
92 yards through the air now for Delgado here in this first quarter.
3:15 and the clock running in the opening 12 tonight here from Ruffer Village. Be glad to have you aboard on Ruffer TV, as well as on our radio partner, Okie Country 1017 KTFX. Twins left and right, play action. Delgado going to hand it off. Chaplin finds a crease, sprints upfield, a 40-45 before he's brought down from behind on the jersey at tackle.
9-yard run and a first down.
Stephen Brown, the junior linebacker, making the stop, but not before Chap takes it from the 38 to the 47. Good enough for a Kyle Edwards GMC Ruffer, first down and 10.
6 carries for 34 yards for Chap so far.
Offense is working on the ground as well as through the air. Now the Ruffers will stack out with 3 wide receivers. Delgado's going to throw in traffic up the field. The catch is made.
Barnowski.
Coda Barnowski in on this second series. He makes the catch up the middle. He'll grab it at the 33-yard line. More than enough to move the sticks. Another Kyle Edwards GMC Ruffer. First down and 10.
19 yards on that one for the Ruffers as Delgado goes over the 100-yard mark.
Seems to be in a little bit of a sink, doesn't he?
Mm-hmm.
Feels confident with the protection from his offensive front. Now twin receivers left and right against the Putnam City North defense. There's a little delay handoff. This is Travis Heitch on the carry. The sophomore, 5'7", 160-pounder, fighting for some tough yardage, getting down to the 30-yard line, a pickup of 3.
Heitch has had limited opportunities. He has 8 carries. 8 carries for, can't talk there.
Hard to spit
8
it
carries
out.
for 31 yards coming into the game.
So 2nd and 7 for Muskogee. Ruffers will have everybody bunched in tight, stacked receivers to the left and right, put Goodland in motion. A little flip up the field. Amen takes it, turns the corner, fights for yardage downfield, then gets a tush push from behind. He's still on his feet against the would-be tacklers of Putnam City North. And the undertow of the Ruffer offensive line pushing from behind, supporting Goodland's efforts to get downfield. He goes all the way to the 16-yard line, 14 yards on the jet sweep, we'll call it.
His push was about 10 of that.
Exactly. And it'll be first down and 10. Kyle Edwards, GMC Ruffer, first down at the 16-yard line. Wow. This will be the 6th play in this series that started after the INT by Cruz Delgado. Beasley will be the lone receiver out to the short side left. They empty the backfield. Cruz is going to call his own number. He'll sprint 15. This is Casey Delgado. Big brother got it after the INT, and he finishes the drive. Only fitting. 16-yard run by the quarterback, Casey Delgado, for his 3rd rushing touchdown of the season, the 3rd touchdown of the opening quarter, and the Ruffers are a Z-point away from a 21-0 advantage.
Well, the Delgados on each end of that, Cruz with the INT, and then Big Brother closing it with a 16-yard run.
Evelyn Ballalon, the 215-pound senior, on to try the point after touchdown. Everything is rolling right for the Ruffers. Low snap, but Cody got it upright and C hammered it home, and there's time out on the field with 1:12 to go, opening 12 minutes of action. Ruffers leading at 21-0. Back to the Ruffer Village after this 30-second timeout. You're watching Ruffer football in 2025.
Pain is temporary, pride is forever. At Excel Therapy, we want to be your athlete's advocate for excellence. We offer treatment methods that focus on strengthening muscles and improving flexibility to improve your overall performance. And when injury sets in, Excel Therapy can aid in the recovery process. We know it's important to get back in the game, so trust the comeback experts, Excel Physical Therapy and Sports Medicine. With 16 locations and no physician referral required, you can begin healing today. Look for us online at exceltherapyok.com.
Ruffers after a takeaway by the defense. Cruz Delgado's INT ends up in a return offensive possession. The Ruffers using 6 plays to go 64 yards with Casey Delgado on the 16-yard gallop to make it 21-0 here with 1:12 left in the opening quarter. Another deep kick by Ballalong be fielded around the 5.
Lombard returning
out to about the 17, 18-yard line. Special teams playing with a little bit more desire, Nick, coming into this contest. They were downfield quickly. One of the guys down quickly was the guy that made the INT a moment ago, Cruz Delgado. He also had some help from Trayshawn Pouncil, who's good to be back in action tonight.
Well, we asked the question in pregame, mentally the Ruffers wanting to spring back, and we've seen much more pep in the step tonight than we did the last couple of weeks.
Ruffers didn't have to go to 3rd down on that last series, Nick, either, in going the distance. Now Putnam City North will take over with 1:06 to go here in quarter number 1. Now you kind of force Putnam City North, Nick, to, if they're going to get back into this ballgame, they're going to have to use the air attack. Stacked receivers to the boundary left. Jones will take it. He'll pump. He's in some trouble, and down he goes. Caden Harkin was about to lower the boom. Jones saw the big body coming right at him and just took a knee.
Yeah, he ducked down, and then one of the other Ruffers came in there and covered him up.
That was Devon Nero playing in that defensive front, so it's a loss back to the 13-yard line, bringing up a 2nd and 16. Panthers last week, Nick, lost 40-14 to 49-0 to Sand Springs. Empty backfield for Mason Jones. Ruffers blitz up the middle. There's just no escape route.
McQueen was there on blitzing from the linebacker.
The linebacker doing the job. Cole McQueen, a 6 foot, 195-pound junior, with his 4th tackle for loss. This one all the way back inside the 10 at the 6. So another 7-yard loss, and it's now 3rd and very long situation for the visiting Panthers.
Panthers in the hole in the rushing department so far by 11 yards.
2nd, 3rd down opportunity as the clock ticks away the final seconds of this opening 12 minutes of action tonight here on senior night at Ruffer Village. It's been all Muskogee, 21-0 the score. Ruffers on top. Back with more after this 30-second timeout on Ruffer Football 2025.
Folks, Kyle Edwards, GMC in Muskogee. I was born and raised in Muskogee. Our family has owned the GMC dealership for over 50 years. We take great pride in being in the Muskogee community. Things have changed over the years, but one thing remains the same, our desire to take care of our customers. Looking for a new GMC truck or SUV? We've got them, and you have our commitment to give you the best buying experience around. From sales, parts, or service, we are here for you. You have my promise to give you the best selection, best price, and the most for your trade-in at 1600 North Main in Muskogee or KyleEdwardsGMC.com.
It is senior night at Ruffer Village, and the Ruffers have been dominant on both sides of the football. Nick, the weather's changing, the leaves are falling. But sometimes at the end of summer, you have some trees that just need to be taken down. And earlier today, I had my good friend Antonio Zapata and his team to my own home. In mere minutes, they took down the dead tree that had been standing but preparing to fall, cleaned up all the fallen branches and such. They also took down a couple of other things around the space and made it look really nice here as we go into the holiday season. They can do the same for you. They can also put up your holiday lights on your house. He did that for about 3 different residences earlier today. So when you want Christmas lights or you want yard work done, remember Antonio Zapata, Zapata Lawn and Tree. Check him out. More details on Facebook.
3rd and 21 for the Panthers from their own 6.
Have to reach the 30-yard line. Snap is back to Jones. He's going to throw it on a swing route out in space. Now coming back across the middle of the field. This on the catch is Isaiah Southern. He'll get upfield to about the 10, maybe where are they going to spot this one, at the 11?
Yeah.
No, out on the 10-yard line. So a 4-yard pickup. So it's 4th down and long. And the Ruffers again, Nick, should get really good field position. As back to return the kick is Damarian Berryman. Young sophomore with a great upscale potential.
Mumberland see if he can get a little better punt than he got last time.
His last one was only 14 yards. Ruffers show a little pressure. Will they come at Mumberland? Yeah, he'll get it away, but this one, again, a high towering kick. Ruffers might be well here to get out of the way of it because it's going to bounce and take a forward bounce upfield to the 35-yard line. And Muskogee will start once again in great field position from the Putnam City 35-yard line with 11:09 left to go before halftime, looking to make it 28-0.
Just a 25-yard punt that time from Mumberland, so not the foot that was advertised so far, and good field position for Muskogee.
Bill Huddleston, Nick Hampton, and our Ruffer TV crew. We talk a lot about Ruffer TV, Nick, but we would be remiss if we did not say a huge thank you to our partners with Okie Country, 1017 KTFX. Marquise Chaplin will line up at running back. He'll be to the left shoulder this time of Cason Delgado. Motion around behind the formation is Goodland, little keeper for the quarterback. Delgado, he runs downfield from the 35 and meets one of the would-be tacklers for Putnam City North. On that carry, it was Stephen Brown, the junior linebacker, a 2-yard pickup for Cason on 1st down, 2nd down and 8. At the 33.
Delgado coming into the game had carried only 30 times in the first 8 games, has carried a couple of times so far tonight, or 9 games.
Nunu will go out to outside the hash mark. Now he's going to turn and come in tight along with Goodland. Ford and Beasley are to the left. Delgado waits on the count. Play action. Stands in the pocket. Plenty of time to throw. Upfield wide open and dropping the football. Hall was just ready to run for 6 before he got possession. That's Avon Goodland. I'm not going to make excuses for him, Nick, but he does have the broken finger on his index finger that will require season-ending surgery on Monday. Of course, part of that is due to get him back ready to play baseball in the spring, where that's his primary sport after committing earlier this week to Seminole State College. Drops that one. Incomplete.
3rd down for the Ruffers. This is the 4th time they faced a 3rd down. They've completed the first 3, converted them.
Empty backfield for Delgado. He waits, throws upfield in space, making a nice catch. This is James shaking, baking tacklers inside the 30. He's going to be short of the line to gain, though. Might have been better just to turn and go north and south.
He has space. It's at the 33.
Going to be tackled at the 20, looks like the 28-yard line.
28, yeah. We got 5 yards.
Yep.
So it'll be 4th down and about 3.
Like you said, Ruffers had been perfect on 3 preceding 3rd down chances. This will be their first 4th down opportunity of the night as the clock runs with 9:48 left here before halftime. James will be along with Decaden Ford, or check that'll be Goodland to the far right side. Beasley's going to turn, come sprint behind the formation. They'll fake the handoff, give it to Chap. He'll bounce left, go right, come back into the middle. has the first down yardage needed as he gets his way down from the 28 to the 23. Chaplin converts the fourth down conversion for another Kyle Edwards GMC Ruffer, 1st and 10. We've got a timeout on the field for an injured Panther. 9:30 to go before halftime. Ruffers on top 21-0. Back in 30 seconds on Ruffer football in 2025.
The world of education is driven by numbers. So is the one company more schools and universities call on when fire or water damage strikes. 1-800-SERVPRO. The #1 choice in commercial cleanup and restoration.
When it matters most. The name to remember, ServPro of Muskogee. 918-913-4490. Online at servpro.com. 9 minutes and 30 seconds left here in the first half of action.
Adrian Cheatham, one of the big linemen, the injured player for
He's
the Panthers.
one of those foundation pillars in that defensive front of the Panthers so far this season. He transferred in for his senior year from Deer Creek High School. Ruffers will face 1st and 10 from the Panther 23-yard line. Delgado with Chaplin to his left. Going to hand it off to Chap. Darts back to his right. 20, 15, high steps the tackler inside the 10 and fights his way down to the 9-yard line, maybe the 8. They're going to spot it at the 8.
15 yards for Chaplin on that carry.
And another Kyle Edwards GMC Ruffer, 1st down this time and goal to go.
8th of the night.
Quick handoff again to Chaplin. Following his blockers, this time going to be stood up by a trio of would-be tacklers. That's Isaiah Southern, the weak side linebacker, 6'3", 190-pounder, stopping the Ruffer running game after a 2-yard pickup. Muskogee tonight here at home. Regular season coming to a close. Playoffs start 1 week in a winner-take-all situation. The opponent will be the Knights of Northwest Class M. We'll tell you how emotion-packed it was, an exciting finish in that district for them to make the playoffs. Nunu James will be the single receiver out on the right side. Now they'll also put out to the left Jacinto Miller. Bring forward in motion, hand it off in traffic. This is Heights coming left, trying to find his way to the end zone. Did he get there? I think no. They're going to say the knee went to the turf right about the 1-yard line. So it'll be a 5-yard pickup. Ruffers will have 3rd and goal to go from there. They'll bring in the jumbo package.
3rd and 1 for the Ruffers.
So Muskogee trying to make it 28 here if they can.
Trying to make it 4 for 4 in possessions. This drive starting at the Panther 35-yard line. This will be the 8th play in this series. Heights to the left of Delgado. Kaysen's going to hand it off to Travis, and he's going to be taken down behind the line of scrimmage. Good penetration up the field quickly for the white jersey Panthers.
Tackle. Heights trying to knock it in there, but ends up right at the line of scrimmage, so no gain.
Stop for no gain, so it'll be Ruffers missing on another 3rd down situation. Now 3 of 5 on the night.
4th and goal.
Face 4th and goal to go. Chaplin back in as the running back. Coda Barnowski will line up as that blocking back on the left side. They'll cross, hand it off to Chap. He finds a crease, and that's all it takes. Marquise Chaplin sprints into the end zone from a yard away, and the Ruffers with 7:02 on the first half clock have put up their 4th score of the night.
Ruffers take it 35 yards in 7 plays.
Chaplin with his 2nd rushing touchdown of the night. And Zevelin Ballalong on his senior night at Ruffer Village trying to go 4 for 4. Barnowski flags down a high snap, but he was able to get it on the tee, and Z's strong leg boots it through, and there's timeout on the field. 28-0 Muskogee with 7:02 to go before intermission. We're back to Ruffer Village after this 30-second timeout. You're watching Ruffer football in 2025.
The world of education is driven by numbers. So is the one company more schools and universities call on when fire or water damage strikes. 1-800-SERVPRO. The #1 choice in commercial cleanup and restoration.
When it matters most. The name to remember, ServPro of Muskogee. 918-913-4490. Online at servpro.com. back at Ruffer Village. Ruffers out quickly, 28-0, having had 4 offensive possessions and scoring on all 4 chances. Nick, earlier today, I met with some members of the Muskogee Boys Basketball Booster Club as they begin making their plans for the upcoming season. Where did we eat? Your place.
My place.
Your place was my place. My Place Barbecue West. We'll talk more about that after the kick. Padalon's kick will be fielded about the 14. Panthers bring it straight up the field and out to about the 30-yard line on the return. Yeah, My Place Barbecue was the place that the Basketball Booster Club thought would be a great place to dine in, and I did not disagree. And I had my first and only meal when I first came here way back in 1984. You treated me to a lunch out at My Place Barbecue West. The barbecue plate was my pick, and it's just as good today. And I took home something from the missus, and also snuck in a blackberry cobbler. That'll be my post-game celebration here tonight. Make your place My Place Barbecue West, a friend of Ruffer Athletics. Glad to have the crew from My Place in support of the men in green and white. 1st and 10 for the Panthers from their own 30-yard line with 6:57 to go before halftime. Ruffers crowd the line of scrimmage. Quarterback going to throw it wide open, and Ruffers lost containment, and on the catch, it's going down the field with the football. That's Charlie Bowie. He got behind everybody. I don't know who was supposed to pick him up, but somebody had their eyes in the backfield, and it's a long throw and catch, and Bowie with a big play as that goes from the 30 on one end to the 4 on the opposite end.
I'm going to say he stepped out of bounds back at the 15.
Okay, well, that's not quite as bad, but still the coverage was just lost over on the far side as Bowie showed his quickness.
55 yards.
That's his 41st reception of the season.
He's the leading receiver for the Panthers.
Ball at the 15-yard line. Clock stopped as the receiver went out of bounds, and that's really to the fortunate graces of the Ruffer defense, Nick. Other than that might have ended up as a touchdown. Jones will take the snap. He'll fake. He'll throw right back to the corner. Same part. Field is going to be poked away, incomplete.
Tried the fade, and there was no separation between the defender and the receiver that time, and Ruffers tipped it away pretty easily.
Good defensive coverage that time after having been scorched on the preceding moment, as that was Bowie out there in one-on-one coverage.
I think Cruz Delgado was out there as a cover man.
2nd and 10 from the Ruffer 15. And motion in the interior front of the Panthers going to create an illegal procedure false start. So it'll move it back upfield and leave a 2nd and 15 situation now from the Muskogee 20.
Just the second flag of the night against the Panthers. The Ruffers have just that one they had in the first quarter compared to last week when they had 6 or 7 in the first quarter.
So now with Wilson to the right of Jones. Play action, throw the underneath route, caught by Southern, trying to get off a block, gets to the edge, but the Ruffers close it quickly, grabbing a handful of jersey that time. For Muskogee was Anthony Macnack Jr. Coming up from his safety position. He stops that one after a gain of just 6, getting back to the 14-yard line. So it'll be 3rd down now and 9 for the Panthers. Trips her out wide to the left. Jones with 3 claps to the hands. Play action again across the middle. That's an underneath route. Nice catch and go move. And on the catch and the finish, Joshua Lombard, the senior H-back, making the grab. He takes it into the end zone, and it's a touchdown for PC North.
So the pass game clicks a little there for the Panthers as they had the long 55-yard pass and then finishing it off to Lombard for 14.
14 yards for the scoring toss. Munnerlin to try to make it a 7-point possession. He'll get the kick, crawl over the crossbar. Good, and there's time out of the field with 6:05 left before halftime. 28-7 Muskogee. Back to Ruffer Village after this 30-second timeout.
There's never been a better time to find a great deal on a sedan, truck, or crossover at Nissan of Muskogee. Call 918-683-6605 or go to nissanofmuskogee.com. There's never been a better time to find a great deal on a sedan, truck, or crossover at Nissan of Muskogee. Call 918-683-6605 or go to nissanandmuskogee.com.
Bill Huddleston, Nick Hampton with you on this senior night 2025 here at Ruffer Village. Muskogee scored on its first 4 possessions, Nick, of the contest to build a 28-0 advantage before Putnam City North got the big play on the 55-yard pass and then the finishing play for the touchdown to cut it to a 28-7 margin.
Ruffers have scored on every possession so far and want to try to keep that streak alive here.
So Munerlin will put it on the tee. For return guys will stand up at around the 20-yard line, not expecting a real deep kick. This one is high and right at the Ruffers at about the 23. Across the 30, stop and go move, and up to about the 36-yard line where the Ruffers will get the football.
Haven Goodland carrying. He's played quite a bit of offense tonight given his injury situation.
Also maybe try to give as many touches as he can get.
Yep.
36-yard line where the Ruffers will get it for the 5th time here in the first half. Try to get you some score updates on the Sapulpa and Sand Springs matchup, the Highway 97 battle, the 100th meeting between those two schools in football. And it's for all the marbles in the district race. Chaplin will be the running back. He'll line up this time off the right shoulder of Delgado. Twins are on the outside edge to the left. Low snap, going to hand it off to Chap. Got a good block inside from Perryman, up across the 35, the 40 still on his feet, and driving and churning his way up to about the 44-yard line. Marquise Chaplin, but he got on the edge, Nick, thanks to the block of Demarion Berryman.
Great average tonight for Chap. He's got 68 yards and 11 carries, so averaging 6 yards better a carry.
2nd and 2 now as the Ruffers move from right to left here in the second quarter.
Sand Springs leading Sapulpa 14-6 in the second.
Ruffers will put Twins out on the right side. That's Nunu James along with Anthony McNack Jr. Now they'll hand it on the comeback to the short side of the field. Good defensive effort that time from Isaiah Southern, stymieing that running attack by Chaplin. He got across the 45, but I'm not sure he made with forward progress the 46.
They're going to say right at the 45.
So he'll be stopped short of the line to gain, only a yard pickup, and it'll be 3rd down and a yard to go, which the Ruffers so far are 3 of 5 so far tonight. Ruffer Regiment making a little bit of noise. Ruffers taking their time signaling in the play clock. Harkin will line up as the H-back on the right. They'll counter, give it off to Chaplin. Big hole, has the first down yardage and fights forward, breaks out of the would-be tackle of Isaiah Southern and continues his effort up to the midfield stripe.
So now 74 yards on the ground for Chaplin on 13 carries.
5-yard pickup and conversion number 4 on 6 third-down opportunities. Macnack and James go out wide to the right. Little play action for Delgado. Time to look up the field. Going to throw it deep. Beasley's out there behind everybody, and they just reach and grab the jersey. And Jamie says, come on, man. He had everybody beat, Nick. There was double coverage, and he still had them taken to the house. But that pass interference penalty is going to give the Ruffers an automatic 1st and 10. But maybe better to give up the PI than give up a touchdown.
Yeah, absolutely right, yeah.
So that'll move it after the pass interference down to the 35-yard line where the Ruffers will have a 1st and 10. Ruffer football this season brought to you in part by Broadway Manor Care and Rehabilitation, by 222 Injury Lawyers, along with Excel Physical Therapy and Michael A. Finnerty Attorney at Law, which presents each week's winning strategy in our pregame countdown to kickoff. Clock stopped on that penalty. Ruffers have it 1st and 10 at the Panthers 35. Goodland and James are out wide to the right. Bring Macnack in motion. Play action. Kaysen keeps it. Throws upfield. Wide open downfield. Nice turnaround effort and an even better catch for 6 points.
Goodland.
And it is Avon Goodland.
Nice to see him get that touchdown.
It is indeed. This one a 35-yard scoring pass and run combination. Delgado to Goodland and put 6 more on the scoreboard for the Muskogee Ruffers.
Nice pass. He had McNack wide open in the flat and had Goodland wide open around the 10.
Ruffers just creating all kinds of pass coverage challenges for the visiting Panthers. Now ball along on to try to go a perfect for 5 for 5. The snap is back. It's on the tee. The kick is up and hits off the right upright. No good. 34-7 our score. We're back to Ruffer Village after this 30-second timeout. You're watching and listening to Ruffer Football in 2025. Proudly serving the elderly of the Muskogee community, Broadway Care Rehabilitation Center is a skilled nursing facility empowering better living through long-term care as well as many other respite care options. And coming soon to Broadway, the Memory Care Unit. At Broadway Care Rehabilitation, the amazing therapy department can help you or your loved one get back on their feet. Contracted with most major insurances, follow them on Facebook and see many of the enriching activities offered to the residents. Broadway Care Rehabilitation Center, proud to support the Muskogee Ruffers. Ruffers getting some insurance points before halftime, and Putnam City North might be looking for some insurance to find a way to stop the offensive success of the Ruffers. When you need insurance, whether it's for your home, your health, your life, your automobile, why not call my friend and do like I do? Put your insurance coverage in the hands of a true insurance professional. David Cobb, State Farm Insurance Agent, proud to be a part of Ruffer Football. Give him a call for all more details at 918-682-2511. Kick downfield by Bottlelong, fielded around the 7. Panthers trying to get out on the edge on the return. That's Josh Lombard. Lombard's return will get him up to about the 23-yard line where he goes out of bounds with 4:02 to go before halftime. Don't forget at the half, we'll have our TTCU Teacher of the Game celebration. We'll also get a chance to talk with the local branch manager of TTCU. Ron Morton will be our guest. Always a entertaining discussion when you put Ron and I together.
Ron is an interesting person, yes.
A guy that enjoys Ruffer athletics. Yep. So now the Panthers down 34-7. Mason Jones with a running back off his left shoulders, and the Ruffers were they too eager? Is this going to be it's going to be a false start on the offensive lineman. Somebody up front kind of realizing that JoJo Alexander was perhaps snorting and breathing fire as he was at the defensive tackle spot. Moves in that offensive front, so they'll back it up 5 and put it at the 18-yard line. It'll be 1st and 15.
And not what the Panthers need at this point.
So Jones now with a blocking back and running back to his left. Takes the snap, reverses out, looking to throw upfield, throws the ball in the direction of his targeted receiver who makes a good catch over on the boundary right at the 29-yard line. Again, that's Lombard. Kind of get an idea that those guys have a comfortable relationship.
So that's
18 to the 30.
29.
They could have put it back at the 29. Okay, so an 11-yard pickup. It'll be second down and about 5.
Put Jones over 100 yards passing.
Jones will wait. He'll take the snap. He'll again play action, throw underneath. Catch is made in the crease, across the middle, out across the 35, across the 40. As that time for the Panthers was Gavin Davis, but he paid the price, Nick, for the extra effort because he's able to pick up the forward progress to the 40-yard line before he's hammered by one of the Ruffer defensive backs. But yellow laundry is on the field, so hold the phone. Flag was thrown right at the line of scrimmage. Ineligible receiver downfield. Boy, when it rains, it pours, does it not?
Yeah.
Glad to have everybody aboard on Ruffer TV. Don't forget, each and every Tuesday night we have the Muskogee Ruffer Football Coaches Show live from Runt's Barbecue. 6:30 to 7. Not only online, but also on our radio partner, Okie Country, 101.7 KTFX. 1st and 15. Panthers trying to run the football. There's just no way to get free as Kyron Cope buried that one on a single leg takedown.
Number 8, Marshall Bennett.
Michael Bennett was the ball carrier. I don't think he made anything there, Nick.
No, actually lost about a yard back to the 23.
So it'll now be 3rd down and 10 for the Panthers, needing to reach the 33-yard line to move the chains. Trips will come out wide to the right, a single receiver on the left, empty backfield for Mason Jones. He takes the snap at the numbers, stands tall in the pocket, rolls to his right, being chased from behind by Cope, throws the ball upfield. Receiver was open, but I think he's going to be out of bounds.
Had 1 foot down, but didn't get the other one in.
Targeted receiver that time for the Panthers was T.J. Wilson. So the incomplete forward pass will leave a 4th down and 10, and the Panthers will be forced to kick it away again for Noonan to come aboard. Muskogee would like, I think, Nick, to try to dial up another 6-point offensive possession here before halftime.
Berryman standing back around midfield for this punt.
Clock stopped on that incomplete forward pass. Panthers a little late getting all their special teams personnel as the play clock now down to 6, now down to 5 to 4. Munin will wait the snap. He calls for it as the play clock hits zeros. A driving kick straight up the middle. Berryman's going to watch it bounce in front of him. It'll bound away from him. He will use the right hand to pick it up. Coming back to his left. Tries to turn the corner at the 50, 45. Berryman inside the 40 in Putnam City North Territory. The Ruffer's going to get a blindside block call.
Nice return by Berryman, about 23 yards on the return.
Yeah, but there was one of those lookout blocks.
Actually, Berryman did a nice job of going up, like I said, with that one right hand to grab it. Otherwise, that was going to bound downfield another 10 yards.
Panthers, as a result of that collision, have a player down on the field. It's going to be a 15-yard walk-off against the Ruffers when play resumes with 2:49 left. Nick, you having trouble sleeping?
Sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes I do, and sometimes it's just hard to relax. But sometimes, for those that you have tried the CPAP machine, you have trouble just making it work. I've never had that situation, but if you do, you need somebody to show you how to make it all work and help your sleeping habits become all night long. That's when you need our friends at Alpine Medical Supply. For whatever your medical supply needs may be, whether it's wheelchairs, crutches, you need paperwork, help in filing insurance claims, count on the pros at Alpine Medical Supply on North Main in Muskogee. Glad to be a part of Ruffer football here again at 2025. Alpine Medical can help you with all your medical equipment supplies. So the 15-yard walk-off will be from where the ball was.
Where the foul occurred.
Where the foul occurred. Okay, they're going to walk it back across midfield and put it at the 45-yard line in Ruffer territory. So Muskogee will start from its own end of the field. That's been a rarity tonight. 2:49 left to go before halftime. All the offense has worked to near perfection as Mason Fine and the play calling. See what they'll opt to do here on this series, leading by a count of 34-7. Nunu James will sprint to a wide receiver position. He'll be all the way across the field. Decaden Ford and Jamie Beasley will pair up to the left side.
Harkins the H-back.
Right hash mark spotting the football. Ready for a snap. Back to Delgado. He'll spin out, look to square around, throw it upfield. Has a receiver open, but, man, dropping back in good coverage that time for the Panthers was Marshall Bennett to give double coverage up the field against DK.
Went through his hands. He felt like he should have had that one, but it sails incomplete.
But it was on a rope. 2nd and 10. Clock stopping with 2:44 to play before the halftime horn.
Only the third incompletion for Delgado in 12 attempts.
Ruffers this time will put Beasley and Ford again pairing up as twins to the right. They'll play action. Delgado wait in the pocket. Throws to the boundary and airmails the pass in the direction of Nunu James.
Good pressure that time by the Panthers. May have forced Delgado to throw that one a little higher than he wanted to.
That defensive end came hard off the edge. That was Deshaun Loggins, the 5'10", 215-pound junior.
So 3rd and 10 now for the Ruffers at their own 45.
This will be the 7th third down opportunity of the opening 2 quarters for Muskogee. They've converted 4 of the previous 6, but are 2 for 2 on 4th down drives. Trips out wide left. Now an empty backfield as Chaplin goes in motion. Cason Delgado stands in the pocket, throws upfield. Catch is made by Beasley. He's got the first down yardage and some. He'll catch it at the 45, twist and fight downfield for 4 more yards, taking it from the 45 on one end to the 41 on the opposite, 14 yards on the 3rd down completion, and a Kyle Edwards GMC Ruffer 1st down and 10.
51 yards on 5 grabs for Beasley so far tonight.
young man that's just been a leader all season long. And, Nick, as the season has now progressed, he's spending more time on the defensive side than he had earlier in the year. Beasley will be the only receiver now to the left. Delgado will play action. He'll look right. Going to throw the ball deep. Sprinting down the field behind everybody. It's an easy catch and an even better finish.
Nunu James, I think it was.
41-yard touchdown completion from Cason Delgado to Nunu for 6. And it's a 40-7 ball game with the PAT to follow.
Second time those two have hooked up on a pass tonight.
Delgado's having himself a solid night throwing the football.
Yeah, he's over 200 yards now passing.
So that drive goes 55 yards in 4 plays. And Ball with 2:08 to go before intermission will try and make it a 41-7 score. The ball down, the kick's up, the little chip shot is over the upright, good. And we've come to a timeout. 41-7 Muskogee dominating. The Panthers of PC North back to Ruffer Village, but first this 32nd timeout on Ruffer football in 2025.
Have you been injured as the result of a car accident? Has your family been impacted by the death of a loved one caused by someone else's negligence? Whatever you're dealing with, you don't have to face it alone. At 222 Injury Lawyers, our dedicated personal injury attorneys are here to fight for the justice and compensation you deserve. Call 918-528-0222.
Thinking about buying or selling real estate? Maybe looking for a new place to live? You need a real estate professional to help you through all the ins and outs. Whether you're buying or selling, you need a pro that understands the best of the business and the demands of the real estate world. That's when you need Monica Medley and her pros at Century 21 First Choice Realty. Ball along with the kick. Panthers will field about the 20, coming up the far boundary and out to about the 32-yard line. Yeah, if you're trying to sell real estate in today's world, Nick, with the real estate market as it is, you need somebody that understands all the little things that make the difference in keeping everything in your favor. That's when you need Monica Medley and her team at Century 21 First Choice Realty. Check them out on Facebook or drop by their offices on North York Street. Find out you can make your dreams home for finding a new home before the holidays.
Other scores from 6A2 tonight. Putnam City leading Piedmont 20-13, big game in the other district. And in the big Highway 97 clash, Sand Springs has upped its lead to 21-6 on Sapulpa.
1st and 10 for the Panthers. Jones in the pocket, waits, steps up, drops the football. It's bounding around on the turf. Panthers support people will pick it up. Well, that could have been a gift-wrapped opportunity. Able to get on top of the loose football was one of the offensive linemen that time. That was Jalen Willis on the recovery. But it'll be a loss of a yard back to the maybe 29 as they're going to mark it. So a 2-yard loss, but an even better net result, Nick. They didn't lose the football. Clock continuing to run now with 1:35 and counting here in quarter number 2. Ruffers have put 41 points on the first half scoreboard. Jones with the running back kind of in an I formation. Turns, throws to the outside edge. Catch is made at the 29. Now breaking a tackle, getting on the corner. Ruffer's going to have to come across the field to stop this one, and they will do so. And sprinting across the field for Muskogee in the secondary position that time was Drayden Spencer. But a good individual effort that time by Josh Lombard. And he takes it from the 29 on one end to the looks like the 27 on the opposite end. So 21 up, 23 down, 44 yards on the pass play.
Trey Jackson had a bead on a receiver. Initially, he was going to stop him, but he slipped the tackle from Jackson and managed to move on down the field. Good block out there, too, by the Panthers on Jackson, keeping him bottled up.
See what this huddling of the officials was here. See if our referee can tell us.
We have a dead ball, personal foul. Muskogee, that will be tacked on to the end of the run.
So the late hit penalty, the personal foul going to be called, will be tacked on to the end of the play. So that'll take it from the 27 down to about the 13 and a half. And 1st and 10 for PC North. So a big 44-yard pass play resulting really from a broken tackle plus the penalty on the end. PC North finds itself with a golden opportunity to find happiness before halftime. Jones with twin receivers left and right. Claps his hands, take the snap, Ruffer's blitz, but there's an empty space. Making the catch is T.J. Wilson. He'll be collared and dropped at about the 9-yard line. Picking up 4, and PC North's going to take a timeout. Trying to complete this possession here. Bill Huddleston, Nick Hampton here with you on week number 10. Nick, it's coming close to the end of the year. A lot of times companies to get together to celebrate their employees' accomplishments. A couple of weeks ago, we had the Hall of Fame festivities here at Ruffer Village and the induction of 6 former Muskogee High School standouts. One of the recipients, or each of the recipients, receiving their customized Muskogee Hall of Fame award designed by Martin Updike and his team at I-40 Sports and Awards. When you want to recognize excellence in your business or your school or your church, make it a special reward and let Martin Updike and his team design something that says thank you the right way. Martin Updike and I-40 Sports and Award, proud to be part of Ruffer football here in 2025.
Well, the Ruffer defense would certainly like to put the stop on this drive by the Panthers, which has been highlighted by a long pass and then a personal foul against the Ruffers. Help Putnam City North move the ball down the field quickly.
So from the 13 to the 9, a 4-yard pickup. It's 2nd down and 6 after the timeout with 1:05 to go before intermission. Might look for one of those crossing routes here. 2 receivers out to the wide side right for Jones with Wilson to his right. Snap is back, and there's whistles sounding prior to the snap of the football. I think the Ruffers may be offside, Dick.
Yep, that's the call. So that'll move it down to around the 5 or so.
Actually, right at the 5-yard line is where they'll place the football. So it'll be now a much more manageable situation on 2nd and short. 1:03 to go before the intermission. Panthers sprint to the line of scrimmage. Will they run the football? Jones will hold the count. He'll keep it, call his own number. Sees a little bit of an angle and slices downfield to pick up the first down marker. Getting to about the 2-yard line. So it'll be 1st and goal to go for Putnam City North. Something that perhaps they might not have expected when they got the ball to begin this possession, but a big 44-yard pass play plus a personal foul called made it a 59-yard move from one end to the other. Now the Panthers racing to the line of scrimmage, and timeout's going to be taken by PC North. We'll do the same with 44 seconds. A Harkin number on the scoreboard, and a score of 41-7. Back to Ruffer Village after this 30-second timeout on Ruffer Football 2025.
In times of need, it's comforting to see faces of people you know and trust. Cornerstone Funeral Home in Muskogee cherishes the opportunity to be there for you and your family in life's most challenging times when friends are most important. Cornerstone Funeral Home and Crematory welcomes the opportunity to answer any questions regarding planning and pre-arrangements for you and your loved ones. Experience the difference. Cornerstone Funeral Home, 1830 North York in Muskogee, where you'll find faces you know and reputations you trust.
Ruffers were the team taking the timeout, Dick, making sure they've got all the defensive assignments here. 1st and goal to go from the 2. Panthers have 2 timeouts remaining. See what the choice of Brian Lockhart and his team will be here as the offensive line sprints to the line of scrimmage. Direct snap again to the quarterback, Jones, and he got buried behind the line of scrimmage, but he bounces off like a pinball, driving his legs forward, and with determination finds the end zone.
How did he get out of that? Wow.
Because the Ruffers had head-hunting contact. Jack Green was one of the first guys there in green, but couldn't wrap up, and Jones finishes the deal on a 2-yard quarterback keeper for the touchdown, stopping the clock with 37 seconds left.
Wow, the Ruffers had him buried in there, it looked like, and somehow he just managed to squeeze out to the left and get in for the score.
It's not a shoulder knock. It's not a just knock me down type situation. You got to wrap up. Ruffers will be offside on the PAT. The kick is up and through. Good. It's coming hard off the edge. It was Drayden Spencer.
So
They
they
may
may
have
move
blown
it.
They'll blow it dead, Nick. It was encroachment prior to the kick. And I'm telling you, if I'm PC North, I'm taking the PAT, calling it good, and maybe try to set up a
I'm wondering
onside kick. But now the Panthers
like they're going
pulling
to go for
everybody
two.
and will go for two. Maybe the same situation as a moment ago. 41-13 the score. PC North will use the sugar huddle. They'll all kind of huddle together and then watch them race up to the line of scrimmage. Wilson will be one running back. Jones will take it with a blocker in front. He looks for a crease. He gets shy of the goal line and then gets pushed back.
Nope, he didn't get it.
Ruffers that time snuff it.
No good.
Good effort that time is the guy they got there is Mr. Dependable Kyron Copes. Snuffs out the 2-point try, but the touchdown adds 6 for the Panthers. And it's 41-13 here with 37 seconds left to go. Now, Nick, are you the Muskogee Ruffers to try to get a little greedy before halftime?
Yeah, 37 seconds doesn't give you a whole lot of time to do much, but the Ruffer passing game has been so potent that they won't need just a whole lot of time if they can get the ball, get in good field position after the kickoff, maybe have 30 seconds left to do something, get a couple of passes to the sideline maybe.
Only one timeout remaining here before halftime. Ruffers tonight at home open the 6A2 playoff picture. They'll have to win 4, Nick, if they want to win it all again here in 2025, but that'll start 1 week from tonight here at Ruffer Village against Northwest Classen. There will be no reserve seats. It'll be first come, first serve. Tickets will go on sale online a little bit later this week. Watch Muskogee Athletics for more details. Here's the ensuing kick. Ruffers will field it back around the 10. Trying to come left, changing, going back right. 25, 30. This is Nunu. He's got a wall. He's got an open area, and he's going to race this one all the way to the house. No laundry anywhere. Nunu for his second kickoff return. And there is your answer. Put 6 more on the scoreboard. Touchdown, J. Hodge Chevrolet.
I'm going to call it 95 yards on that kickoff return. What a great run.
Now, there is a piece of laundry on the play, so hold on. It's a block in the back against the Ruffers, who is going to race a touchdown return by Nunu James. He had a convoy leading the way once he got past the initial surge.
Got up to about the 30 and just made a couple of cuts and got wide open.
So they'll walk it off from the spot of the foul. The 10-yard walk-off will erase 6 points off the scoreboard, and Muskogee will have first and 10 from the 45-yard line.
Fifth penalty, I'm sorry.
23 seconds to go before halftime.
Fifth penalty for 44 yards against the Ruffers.
That one hurts bad. So now with 23 seconds left, see how the Ruffers will play this one out. I got to feel like you go for the jugular.
Well, you got pretty good field position at your own 45, so it's not a real long field.
Goodland and James will be tight to the right side. And now Putnam City North is going to call a timeout after they've seen what the Ruffers have opted to do here. 23 seconds left before intermission. We'll return to Ruffer Village in 30 seconds on Ruffer Football 2025.
This land was a tapestry of Indian nations and tiny towns that grew into great cities. Bank First is loyal to the shared mission of growth and success that built Oklahoma. That's why in more than 50 communities statewide, our banks are run by local leaders who stick together and work hard to continue unlocking Oklahoma's great promise. Bank First, loyal to Oklahoma, loyal to you.
23 seconds left to go in the opening 2 quarters of play tonight here from Ruffer Village. Good crowd on attendance on this first Friday night of November. A little celebration coming up next week too, Veterans Day, Nick.
Yep.
Thank you for your service.
Certainly.
A former, what were you in the Navy?
Navy, yep.
First and 10, Ruffers from their own 45-yard line. Delgado with the running back to his right. Takes the snap, good protection, throws quickly to the outside edge. This one a little bit wide. Tried to throw it to Bees out on the edge and then let him work his magic. The incomplete pass brings up second down and 10 with 20 seconds left.
Obviously, Beasley's the guy we want to get it to.
What were your duties? What were your assignments in the Navy?
I was a engineering officer for a while, and then I was a weapons officer and fired the big guns on the ship for a while.
Second and 10 for the Ruffers with trips now to the boundary, wide side right. Beasley alone to the left. Delgado straight drop back, throws underneath on a stop and go move. This is Nunu. He's at the 45, spinning and fighting his way to the 41-yard line on the opposite end of the field. 14 yards on the pass and run combination. Another Kyle Edwards GMC first and 10. They'll move the clock as soon as they mark it ready for play. Delgado will take it. He'll spike it. Ooh, man, there could be a penalty for kind of a lookout type destroyer block by one of the defensive linemen. I think the Ruffers were just kind of resting knowing that was going to be spiked, and the big defensive lineman thought he'd execute his muscle. So it'll stop the clock on the incomplete, which works against the percentage rate for Case and Delgado tonight, but the numbers have been good, certainly, here in the opening two quarters. Now with 10 seconds, do you take it deep?
Yep, I think you do at this point.
Ruffers will put Nunu and Goodland to the right. Beasley and company to the right. Play action. Delgado with time to look, time to dance, time to find a receiver. Up the field, it's caught out on the edge, quickly out of bounds with 3 seconds left.
McNack.
Yes,
right.
Anthony McNack Jr.
Out of bounds at the 26.
Another 15-yard completion at a Kyle Edwards GMC Ruffer. First down and 10. And the Ruffers here, Nick, with 3 seconds left, are going to bring on the Z-Man. See how strong of a leg he has. They'll place the tee at the left hash mark at the 33. This would be a 43-yard field goal try.
He has one in the season for our 35, or 25.
Now PC North's going to spin a timeout to make sure they've got everything aligned perfectly.
It's a pretty long kick for ball along.
Well, his longest on the field goal try, like he said, was his only attempt earlier. But he's got plenty of strength in the right leg if it's a good snap.
Just watching him kick during pregame, it's really right at the edge of where he was getting it up there.
I also would tell you, too, that the Ruffers practice a little bit of a trickery on a play situation like this. So we'll see. Line of scrimmage being the 26-yard line. Ruffer football this season brought to you in part by Bravado Wireless, along with Serpro, like it never happened, Broadway Manor Care and Rehabilitation, and by 222 Injury Lawyers.
13 of 19 passes for 234 yards in this first half for Delgado.
Barnoski to hold. This would be a 43-yard field goal attempt. Snap is back, kicks on the tee, he swings the leg strong, it looks long enough, and it is good!
Wow.
43-yard field goal from the senior, Zevelin Buddalong. And the Ruffers put 3 more on the first half scoreboard to lead it 44-13 here as the two teams go to the dressing room at the halftime break. Ruffers 44, Putnam City North 13. We come to halftime. Stay tuned after this break. We'll be back with this week's TGCU Teacher of the Game announcement.
At J. Hodge Chevrolet in Muskogee. Shop Silverados, Trailblazers, Colorados, and more. More new Chevys and top dollar for trade-in. 144 West Shawnee.
Ugh, my brother and sister left me again. They went back to school. Can you believe that? But don't worry, they still call me every morning, thanks to their brand new phones from Bravado Wireless. My sister even dropped hers in the pool, but Bravado's trade-in help has her covered. And my brother, he's flexing with the new iPhone 16 Pro Max. Like, how cool is that? Mom and Dad got deals too. Bravado's unlimited plan saved the whole family money.
Pioneer Abstract, proudly serving residential and commercial customers throughout Muskogee County since 1905. Serving banks, mortgage companies, and mortgage brokers with refinancing, purchase, 1031 tax-deferred exchanges, along with full escrow services and more. Pioneer Abstract offers the convenience of centralized services for escrow accounts, title insurance, and title searches. Pioneer Abstract, here yesterday, here today, and here tomorrow at 412 West Broadway in downtown Muskogee, or call Pioneer Abstract at 683-2904.
Brunt's Barbecue serves up hand-rubbed, slow-cooked goodness. Anytime you're feeding a few hundred, hey, we're just tailgating with friends. Call the experts, Brunt's Barbecue. Ribs, brisket, burnt ends, mouth-watering hot link, and smoked chicken, where everything is made from scratch, from the barbecue sauce to the banana pudding. Give us a try, and you won't be disappointed. Brunt's Barbecue, 918-681-3900. Brunt's Barbecue, slow-cooked goodness in Muskogee.
In sports, having the right winning strategy is often the difference between winning and losing. The same is true when you need legal representation. For more than 15 years, the law offices of Michael E. Finnerty have successfully provided the winning strategy with excellence and integrity for the people of the Muskogee area in matters of personal injury, social security disability, and workers' compensation issues. The law office, Muskogee trusts Michael A. Finnerty, ready to develop a winning strategy. Michael A. Finnerty, 436 Court Street in Muskogee. Call 687-1155. Online at finnertylaw.com.
Pain is temporary, pride is forever. At Excel Therapy, we want to be your athlete's advocate for excellence. We offer treatment methods that focus on strengthening muscles and improving flexibility to improve your overall performance. And when injury sets in, Excel Therapy can aid in the recovery process. We know it's important to get back in the game, so trust the comeback experts, Excel Physical Therapy and Sports Medicine. With 16 locations and no physician referral required, you can begin healing today. Look for us online at exceltherapyok.com.
A native Texan who prefers to be known as a Texas A&M Aggie rather than a Shorthorn of Texas. Mrs. Price is a graduate of the University of Houston. To make no mistake about her loyalty, she's proud to be more than just a part of the Ruffer Nation, but an everyday cheerleader of the Ruffers. I've definitely caught the fever of Ruffer spirit. I'm glad to be a part of the tradition of success at Muskogee High School, said Mrs. Bryce. She explained in addition to the winning sports moments, she cherishes the chance to share the academic success with her students. Let's admit it, math is not the favorite subject for most students. It's one of those core classes that every student must take. I'm all in on changing that perception of math by creating a fun as well as challenging environment in our classroom. My rewards as a classroom teacher come when my students experience what I call the aha moment, when they finally get it and realize how easy it can be to discover the right answer to whatever the problem. Ashley Bryce and her husband Randy, who's a funeral director with Musher Millsap Funeral Home and Cremation Services in Muskogee, have 3 children. Noah, age 10, who is a student at Tony Getz Elementary, Lucy, age 6, and Jude, age 4. It's a close-knit family that enjoys outdoors, including their camping trips.
My name is Ashley Bryce. I have been a teacher for 9 years, and I have been a teacher here at Muskogee High School for 4 years. The best thing about being part of Ruffer Nation is the kids, watching them grow over time and seeing the good things that they do.
Anyone who interacts with Ashley Bryce in the classroom or throughout the Muskogee community comes away convinced that she truly loves being a Muskogee Ruffer. We thank TTCU for supporting our outstanding educators in Muskogee. Please join us in congratulating Ashley Bryce, this week's TTCU Federal Credit Union Teacher of the Game. Introduced earlier tonight at pregame celebrations with the other 9 weekly winners of the TTCU Teacher of the Game Award. Ashley is now a candidate to become the TTCU Ruffer Football Teacher of the Year, and will be announced during next week's halftime coverage in the Ruffers playoff game at home against Northwest Classen. Congratulations, Ashley Bryce, TTCU Federal Credit Union Teacher of the Game. At the half, the scoreboard tells the story. Muskogee 44, Putnam City North 13. We're back to Ruffer Village after this 2-minute timeout on Ruffer Football 2025.
Pain is temporary, pride is forever. At Excel Therapy, we want to be your athlete's advocate for excellence. We offer treatment methods that focus on strengthening muscles and improving flexibility to improve your overall performance. And when injury sets in, Excel Therapy can aid in the recovery process. We know it's important to get back in the game, so trust the comeback experts, Excel Physical Therapy and Sports Medicine. With 16 locations and no physician referral required, you can begin healing today. Look for us online at exceltherapyok.com.
Folks, Kyle Edwards, GMC in Muskogee. I was born and raised in Muskogee. Our family has owned the GMC dealership for over 50 years. We take great pride in being in the Muskogee community. Things have changed over the years, but one thing remains the same, our desire to take care of our customers. Looking for a new GMC truck or SUV? We've got them, and you have our commitment to give you the best buying experience around. From sales, parts, or service, we are here for you. You have my promise to give you the best selection, best price, and the most for your trade-in at 1600 North Main in Muskogee or KyleEdwardsGMC.com.
The world of education is driven by numbers. So is the one company more schools and universities call on when fire or water damage strikes. 1-800-SERVPRO. The #1 choice in commercial cleanup and restoration.
When it matters most. The name to remember? ServPro of Muskogee. 918-913-4490. Online at servpro.com.
There's never been a better time to find a great deal on a sedan, truck, or crossover at Nissan of Muskogee. Call 918-683-6605 or go to nissanofmuskogee.com. There's never been a better time to find a great deal on a sedan, truck, or crossover at Nissan of Muskogee. Call 918-683-6605 or go to nissanofmuskogee.com.
The world of education is driven by numbers. So is the one company more schools and universities call on when fire or water damage strikes. 1-800-SERVPRO. The #1 choice in commercial cleanup and restoration.
When it matters most. The name to remember? ServPro of Muskogee. 918-913-4490. Online at servpro.com.
Welcome back to Ruffer Village at that time. The Ruffers dominating the first 2 quarters of play, 44-13. It's our privilege to show you some of the sights and sounds of the Ruffer Regiment performing here on senior night. It's also my privilege to welcome in a good friend. We've been associated for many, many years here in Muskogee, and he's the branch manager for TTCU, Ron Morton. I kind of have a feeling that you enjoy Ruffer football. I do, Bill. I really do. I enjoy Ruffer football. I enjoy football, but I love to come out here to Ruffer Village and watch us play. What a facility. Oh, gosh. It's, I think I've said before, I live right here across the field, and seeing it built and hearing the band in the morning sometimes, and practices and Saturday leagues, it's nice. And if for some reason you're not here on Friday night, because I know you're very busy, but if you went home, you'd see the lights flashing, and I know you hear the horn. Actually, I can see the video board. Not very well, but I can see the video board. That's right. That's exactly. Or a good eye doctor. All right, let's talk a little bit more specifically about TTCU and why Tulsa Teachers Credit Union gets involved with game night facilities like our situation here tonight, and also the TTCU Teacher of the Game campaign. Bill, back in 1934 when TTCU was created, at East Central Public Schools and a teacher's desk. And so we have been associated with teachers for over 90 years now. And so we love being a part of the schools. Oklahoma schools need support, and we love being part of that support. And so we just want to pour into the school and be a part of it. As far as the teacher of the year, that's something that we did this year. And I see us continuing that for next year. I really do. I think it's a great thing. It's a great partnership between the sports and the academic classroom. That's something that athletes are held accountable for making their grades. And of course, this also recognizes the daily contributions of those men and women in the classroom, creating a continuation of excellence for Muskogee High School students. And we were talking about TTCU getting involved in the Muskogee community and being a part of game night facilities. You go beyond that each and every day, not just with Muskogee schools, but many other surrounding schools across eastern Oklahoma with the School Pride credit card. If you got your own TTCU Ruffer School Pride credit card, every time you use it, whether you're buying gas or getting the soft drink at the nearby restaurant, you use that credit card, that's right. TTCU pays your school district. That's right. Each and every time you use that, there's a certain percentage of it that goes to the school, and we pay those schools twice a year. And I know that we've given, over the years, we've given Muskogee Public Schools nearly $50,000 over the years that we've been associated with Muskogee Public Schools. So, yes, that's a big part of the school. And it's not just Muskogee, but at Northeast Oklahoma. Now we've ventured in the Oklahoma City area, and we're doing the same thing there. So,
well, it's a great partnership for any school district because, like you said, your patrons can take advantage of the financial services and opportunities afforded through Tulsa Teachers Credit Union, TTCU, and at the same time benefit not only personally, but also be a helping hand to the school district.
That's right. You know, and I know the school districts, you know, I was raised in it as my dad was a teacher and a coach and a principal, and I know what it takes. I know what teachers do, and I know what it takes for the teachers to be part of the classroom and what they need to have in that classroom. So if we can do something small each and every year, each and every week, you know, with the community to give back to that teacher, then we're going to do it.
Tell me a little bit about your thoughts in the first half of football. I mean, it was a fast start and a strong finish with a 44-yard field goal.
I mean, and he still had plenty of leg. Yeah. I mean, that could have been a 55-yarder easy. So is it not crazy what's going on in field goals here lately, and especially the pros? My gosh.
That is.
Muskogee.
I kick the ball further off the tee in the football field than I use with my driver off the tee at the golf course.
And a whole lot straighter.
Oh, absolutely. That's absolutely for sure. You know, it would be, I couldn't get through this night without having you here with us tonight on game night for TTCU, but more importantly, just publicly say thank you to yourself and to TTCU for your continued support of the Muskogee Public Schools system and specifically Ruffer.
I appreciate it. Thank you, and thanks for having us. And you know, it's great. I love Friday night football, and to be a part of this, it's a great experience.
We better get back downstairs to the barbecue. I know.
Well, it's about time.
Big shocker, as my grandmother would say. Ron Morton, branch manager for Muskogee's TTCU, our guest here at halftime. Let's just take the cameras down on the field right now, turn up the microphones, and pick up some of the sights and the sounds of the Ruffer Regiment.
Goes down and down.
In times of need, it's comforting to see faces of people you know and trust. Cornerstone Funeral Home in Muskogee cherishes the opportunity to be there for you and your family in life's most challenging times when friends are most important. Cornerstone Funeral Home and Crematory welcomes the opportunity to answer any questions regarding planning and pre-arrangements for you and your loved ones. Experience the difference. Cornerstone Funeral Home, 1830 North York in Muskogee, where you'll find faces you know and reputations you trust.
More of the sights and sounds, the musical expertise of the Ruffer Regiment.
Now, please help us as we recognize and congratulate our seniors of the Ruffer Regiment.
Back at Ruffer Village, the senior celebrations being introduced, the members of the Ruffer Regiment. Many seniors for the final time in the regular season performing in front of the hometown crowd, and as always, they get a standing ovation. And Nick, I know you got a little musical taste buds as well, and this group has just gotten better each and every year.
And they have. They've gotten bigger every year. And, you know, the thing, you watch a marching band, it's amazing to see all the props and things that have come into the marching band contests. You go to these, and I've been to a couple of these as a driver for the band, and you see these big old semi-trucks from Jinx and Broken Arrow, and them come in.
We had a marching band contest here just a few days ago, and this place was packed.
They had several of them in the parking lot here, and it's just amazing how much equipment and time and effort it goes in to these programs anymore.
Just like with athletics, it takes a true village to support the efforts of the Ruffer Regiment, and band directors and the members of the Ruffer Regiment for 2025 would say a big thank you to the Muskogee community for their support. Nick, let's take a look at the first half statistics as the Ruffers put 44 points up on the first half scoreboard.
Ruffers had 13 first downs in the first half. 19 rushes for 115 yards so far in the game for Muskogee. 13 of 19 passing and 4 touchdowns for Case and Delgado, 234 yards. So the Ruffers with 349 yards of offense in the first half. 5 penalties for 44 yards. Marquise Chaplin, 13 carries for 74 yards, leading ground gainer. And Nunu James, the leading receiver tonight. He has just 2 catches, but he has 91 yards on those 2 catches. For Putnam City North, they had 4 first downs in the first half, 8 carries for a minus 7 yards rushing. So the Muskogee defense has done a good job there. But the Panthers have been able to strike through the air a couple of times. 12 of 16 passing for Mason Jones, the 2-year starter at quarterback, has had a pretty good night. 12 of 16, 1 touchdown, 1 interception, 156 yards, or 163 yards passing. So total offense of 156 yards for the Panthers. They also were penalized 5 times for 35 yards. Wilson, the leading ground gainer, but not much there for him. 2 carries for 2 yards. Everyone else was in the negative. They carried the ball. And Lombard, the leading receiver on the night, 7 receptions for 83 yards and a touchdown for Lombard. So the Ruffers dominating the statistics here in the first half as they are on the scoreboard. 44-13 our score here at halftime as the Ruffer Regiment now introduces their seniors to be honored here on senior night at Ruffer Village. We'll be back with more of our halftime activities on Ruffer TV. 41-7 or 41-13 our halftime score in favor of the Ruffers. You're watching Ruffer TV.
Sam Parks Jr. and sisters.
This land was a tapestry of Indian nations and tiny towns that grew into great cities. Bank First is loyal to the shared mission of growth and success that built Oklahoma. That's why in more than 50 communities statewide, our banks are run by local leaders who stick together and work hard to continue unlocking Oklahoma's great promise. Bank First, loyal to Oklahoma, loyal to you.
In sports, having the right winning strategy is often the difference between winning and losing. The same is true when you need legal representation. For more than 15 years, the law offices of Michael E. Finnerty have successfully provided the winning strategy with excellence and integrity for the people of the Muskogee area in matters of personal injury, Social Security disability, and workers' compensation issues. The law office, Muskogee Trusts, Michael A. Finnerty, ready to develop a winning strategy. Michael A. Finnerty, 436 Court Street in Muskogee. Call 687-1155. Online at finnertylaw.com.
Pain is temporary, pride is forever. At Excel Therapy, we want to be your athlete's advocate for excellence. We offer treatment methods that focus on strengthening muscles and improving flexibility to improve your overall performance. And when injury sets in, Excel Therapy can aid in the recovery process. We know it's important to get back in the game, so trust the comeback experts, Excel Physical Therapy and Sports Medicine. With 16 locations and no physician referral required, you can begin healing today. Look for us online at exceltherapyok.com.
Folks, Kyle Edwards, GMC in Muskogee. I was born and raised in Muskogee. Our family has owned the GMC dealership for over 50 years. We take great pride in being in the Muskogee community. Things have changed over the years, but one thing remains the same, our desire to take care of our customers. Looking for a new GMC truck or SUV? We've got them, and you have our commitment to give you the best buying experience around. From sales, parts, or service, we are here for you. You have my promise to give you the best selection, best price, and the most for your trade-in at 1600 North Main in Muskogee or KyleEdwardsGMC.com.
The world of education is driven by numbers. So is the one company more schools and universities call on when fire or water damage strikes. 1-800-SERVPRO. The #1 choice in commercial cleanup and restoration.
When it matters most. The name to remember? ServPro of Muskogee. 918-913-4490. Online at servpro.com. Bill Huddleston, the captain, with you on this Friday night, Ruffer Village Senior Night, final regular season game of the year. Ruffers with a comfortable 44-13 first half advantage. Nick went perfect in the first half in offensive possessions, getting points. A lot of other points being scored across the state in other contests across 6A and down from classification football action.
Now we'll look at the big one in our district tonight. Sand Springs and Sapulpa playing for the 100th time in their history, and the Sandites leading early in the third quarter of that one by a score of 21-6. Big game on the other side of the state in district action in 6A2. Piedmont and Putnam City playing for a possible spot as the top cat in that district, and in the third quarter, Putnam City leading that one by a score of 20-13. If Putnam City can go ahead and win that game, then they will become the district champion. Or no, Stillwater will become the district champion, and Putnam City will finish second. Piedmont will finish third. If Piedmont can come back and win, then they would take the championship. So big difference there and big scores otherwise in the district in 6A2 tonight. Bartlesville all over Capitol Hill 55-0. Ponca City leading Putnam City West 35-6. Stillwater having a little bit of trouble tonight with Southmore, 21-7. They're not running away with that game. That's at halftime. And then Grant and Ike played last night, as did Northwest Classen and Choctaw. Ike beat Grant 21-20. I'll let you talk a little bit about that game. You kind of teased it a little bit in the first half, and tell us how Grant ends up, or how Northwest Classen ends up being our opponent next week.
Well, you heard about coming in through the back door. That's kind of how the Knights will come into the playoffs. They obviously were soundly beaten by Choctaw last night, 72-0. Lawton Eisenhower and U.S. Grant played last night in Lawton.
And remember that Ike was winless on the season.
They found themselves trailing 20-14 in the fourth quarter and found a way to get to the end zone to tie it at 20-20. They made their extra point for a 21-20 victory. By doing so, that throws the number 6 position into not a two-way tie, but a three-way tie. What is the deciding factor when you have a three-way tie?
Points.
Whether you're at the top or you're in the 6th position.
And how many points was the difference?
Well, it ended up between Northwest Classen and Grant being a mere 1 point difference.
Wow.
And Eisenhower, despite getting the win, could not get enough points to move past Northwest Classen. And those are all based upon not only your wins and losses, but also your margin of difference in district play. So with the win last night by Lawton Eisenhower, the Grant Generals get knocked out of the playoff picture. Northwest Classen has qualified. They will come in as the 6th seed out of the West. Their opponent will be the Muskogee Ruffers next Friday night. Expecting that to be a 7 o'clock kickoff here at Ruffer Village. There'll be more details, including the online ticket sales. And there will be no reserve seating, although Ruffer parking passes, I think, are going to be honored by the district. But certainly Muskogee at home in the playoffs, Nick. That means the Ruffers now, instead of they have the last 2 years, or 3, will have to win not 3 games, but 4 if they want a state championship.
Yeah. Let's look at some of the scores in 4A, where we have local teams in the hunt for playoff spots. Yeah. Wagner is leading Oologah 28-21. That game is in the third quarter. Fort Gibson on top of Miami 49-21. That game early in the third quarter. And the Hilldale Hornets battling for playoff spot, lead McLean at halftime, 28-7.
What about Salisaw and Ada?
Salisaw and Ada. I just saw that. Where was it? Salisaw and Ada. I'll find it here in a second.
That district is in a conundrum to decide who will be in the. Actually, any of 5 teams could make the playoffs, including Hilldale, depending upon the outcomes of tonight's ball game. You've got Broken Bow at home against Poto. You've got Salisaw at home against Ada. And then, as you mentioned, Hilldale in front in their ball game. So if they get a win, and then depending upon what happens in the point differences in the other 2 district matchups of the top 4 teams, a lot of chances available.
So Salisaw leading Ada 20-6.
Ooh.
That game in the third quarter. And Broken Bow leading Poto 22-7 at halftime.
Okay, we'll watch those scores as we continue throughout the night, but we'll be back with the start of the second half. The Muskogee Ruffers leading the Panthers of Putnam City North 44-13 here at the break. Second half kickoff to come your way. Panthers will have the football. We return to Ruffer Village after this 3-minute timeout on Ruffer football in 2025.
There's never been a better time to find a great deal on a sedan, truck, or crossover at Nissan of Muskogee. Call 918-683-6605 or go to nissanofmuskogee.com. There's never been a better time to find a great deal on a sedan, truck, or crossover at Nissan of Muskogee. Call 918-683-6605 or go to nissanofmuskogee.com.
Proudly serving the elderly of the Muskogee community, Broadway Care Rehabilitation Center is a skilled nursing facility empowering better living through long-term care as well as many other respite care options. And coming soon to Broadway, the Memory Care Unit. At Broadway Care Rehabilitation, the amazing therapy department can help you or your loved one get back on their feet. Contracted with most major insurances, follow them on Facebook and see many of the enriching activities offered to the residents. Broadway Care Rehabilitation Center, proud to support the Muskogee Ruffers.
There's never been a better time to find a great deal on a sedan, truck, or crossover at Nissan of Muskogee. Call 918-683-6605 or go to nissanofmuskogee.com. There's never been a better time to find a great deal on a sedan, truck, or crossover at Nissan of Muskogee. Call 918-683-6605 or go to nissanofmuskogee.com.
Have you been injured as the result of a car accident? Has your family been impacted by the death of a loved one caused by someone else's negligence? Whatever you're dealing with, you don't have to face it alone. At 222 Injury Lawyers, our dedicated personal injury attorneys are here to fight for the justice and compensation you deserve. Call 918-528-0222.
In times of need, it's comforting to see faces of people you know and trust. Cornerstone Funeral Home in Muskogee cherishes the opportunity to be there for you and your family in life's most challenging times when friends are most important. Cornerstone Funeral Home and Crematory welcomes the opportunity to answer any questions regarding planning and pre-arrangements for you and your loved ones. Experience the difference. Cornerstone Funeral Home, 1830 North York in Muskogee, where you'll find faces you know and reputations you trust.
This land was a tapestry of Indian nations and tiny towns that grew into great cities. Bank First is loyal to the shared mission of growth and success that built Oklahoma. That's why in more than 50 communities statewide, our banks are run by local leaders who stick together and work hard to continue unlocking Oklahoma's great promise. Bank First, loyal to Oklahoma, loyal to you.
All the halftime celebrations for the Ruffer Regiment, along with the dance team, complete as we get ready for the start of the third quarter. Muskogee Ruffers football team ready to kick off the second half. Panthers won the choice. They deferred the choice to the second half, so that means the visitors will have the football to begin the third quarter.
Well, I'll tell you what, Zevelin Ballalong certainly probably has gotten more leg muscles tonight than anything. All the kickoffs, the long field goal. Only thing he hasn't done is punt.
Let's hope he doesn't have to.
Yeah.
So Panthers will receive the second half kickoff to begin the third quarter. Ruffers up 44-13 as we begin the Second half of action tonight here on senior night. Kind of feel like you're sitting in your recliner watching this game on a big screen from our press box view here above Ruffer Village. Whistle sounds, ball along will approach. He'll pound it straight down the middle of the field. It'll bounce around the 10, be picked up at the 5 on the return out across the 15 and up to the boundary out near the 17-yard line where it's going to be marked. See how the Panthers, Nick, will they go more time of possession, ball control, and just try to speed up the ball game, or do they have to continue to go to the air?
Well, any success they've had through the air is they have 163 yards passing so far tonight, as opposed to a -7 yards rushing. So I think that kind of answers the question.
17-yard line, 11:56 as we get ready for the start of the third quarter. The Double H broadcast team, Hampton and Huddleston.
Oh, yeah.
From Ruffer Village, 44-13. Panthers with the football.
Copyright that, yeah.
Yeah, do so, would you?
Yeah.
First and 10 as Jones will snap the football. He'll hand it off on the counter, coming back near side, and the Ruffer defender is getting over there quickly.
Goodland really puts a shoulder into him there and knocks him out of bounds.
He also had other help coming in a big-time hurry. That time it was Cole McQueen assisting with Jack Green on the play. So the gain will go from the 17 to the 19. Let's call it a pickup of 2. Putnam City North had a couple of big plays in that one possession that got to the end zone, and then they did it again later. Now here on a play-action series, little underneath bubble screen complete, up across the 20, 25, 30. Good block out on the edge to allow the receivers to find some extra running room. Again, that time.
That's Wilson.
Josh Lombard.
Or was it Lombard?
Right.
Kerry Wilson Jr.
Was it?
That was Wilson.
Okay.
Up to the 42, so that's 22 yards.
First and 10 at the 22-yard line. Jones at quarterback, play action, throws it out in space. It's caught over there. This time it is Lombard turning the corner. He's turned upside down by Cruz Delgado. Pass will go from the 42 to the 47-yard line, a net pickup of 5 yards.
Mason Jones has been fairly impressive tonight with his passing. At halftime, he was 13 of 16, I think it was.
Doesn't try to do anything fancy. Yeah. Takes what you'll give him. Trips now out wide to the right side for Jones. Bring motion Lombard around the formation. They'll play action. This is a backwards pass. It's a double hitch and go. Throw the ball upfield. It's short. It's caught and picked up by the receiver. 30, 25, 20, 15, 10. This is Bowie on the halfback pass. And a big trick play that time by the Panthers that catch the Ruffers peeking upfield, and it goes for 6 points on the long touchdown throw of 53 yards.
Wow. It's been those big plays that have stung the Ruffers tonight.
So 53-yard touchdown pass, that actually thrown by Josh Lombard downfield to Charlie Bowie.
Lombard came into the game tonight. He was a quarterback, as you mentioned, at Putnam City. He has 19 of 44 for the Pirates passing so far this year.
So now the extra point to follow from Heath Munerlin, who came in on the year, 20 of 27. Josh Lombard to hold in a 44-19 ball game. A good snap. The kick is straight away, and it is good, and there's timeout on the field. So PC North with a little pull one out of the back pocket type play, and the option pass or actual lateral from Jones back to Lombard, and he finds a wide open Charlie Bowie for the 53-yard touchdown strike. 44-20. Ruffers will get the football to begin the third quarter after this 30-second timeout on Ruffer Football 2025.
Ugh, my brother and sister left me again. They went back to school. Can you believe that? But don't worry, they still call me every morning, thanks to their brand new phones from Bravado Wireless. My sister even dropped hers in the pool, but Bravado's trade-in help has her covered. And my brother, he's flexing with the new iPhone 16 Pro Max. Like, how cool is that? Mom and Dad got deals too. Bravado's unlimited plan saved the whole family money.
Back at Ruffer Village, Putnam City North, knowing their fate is sealed, they'll be the 6th seed coming out of the Eastern District of 6A2 football. And they'll be on the road next week. And an opponent still to be determined. Ruffers will be here at home against Northwest Classen in the opening round of the 6A postseason party. But a 53-yard halfback pass, Lombard DeBuy for the touchdown. See if the Ruffers might want to have their good hands up people on here, Nick. They'll dribble this one up the field. It takes a high hop and quickly it's received and dropped to the turf. Just good coaching there. Nothing fancy that time. It was Destin. Was that Destin Martin on the recovery?
No, McQueen, I think.
Yep.
Yeah.
Cole McQueen, right.
Yeah, he could have run that probably a little bit if he'd wanted to, but like you said, a good safe thing just to fall on the ball and let the offense come in and do their thing.
So Muskogee, who scored each of the times they had the football in the first half, will try to add to their 44-point total. As Cruz Delgado comes out, and this time he'll bring in a running back. That's Anthony Heitch. Twin receivers out on the hash marks to the left. Snap to Delgado. He'll hand it off to Heitch, who ducks inside out. He's gathered around the ankles. You'll get 2, maybe 3 on the forward progress before the Panthers will continue to push the pile back. The forward progress will be upfield to the 38-yard line, where it'll be a 2nd and 7 situation.
That time the push didn't work so well. As they massed around Heitch, but they could only push him so far.
Muskogee Ruffers looking to even their season record at 5-5. Jamie Beasley will be the single receiver out to the edge on the left. Delgado, a little pitch out on the corner. This is Heitz, takes it, got a great block, 40, 45, midfield into Panther territory. A huge block from JoJo Alexander. And the downfield blocking of others, including Koda Bardowski and I think that was Ryan Green out leading out of that blocking play. Goes all the way to the 44-yard line on the opposite end. So 12 up, another 6 down. That's 18 yards. And a Kyle Edwards Buick GMC 1st and 10. Here's a quick pass out on the edge to Jamie Beasley. His yards after catch will get him downfield to about the 38-yard line.
6 yards there. Puts Delgado to 240 passing.
2nd down and 4. Cason Delgado having a very high percentage night. He hasn't really been pressured all but maybe a couple of times, but he had time to get the ball away in both cases. So now twin receivers left and right, 10 personnel with 1 running back. Play action, Delgado waits, throws the ball deep. Downfield is Beasley behind everybody. Jamie's got it, 6 points. Delgado to JB, the senior, gets the touchdown catch. And the Ruffers put 6 more on the scoreboard. That for Jamie Beasley, his 8th touchdown reception of the season. This one a dandy as the Ruffers get the 38-yard touchdown strike.
Beasley makes it look so easy. He just kind of loped down there, took it over his outside shoulder, and had about 2 steps on the defender and cruised into the end zone.
The Ruffers used just 4 plays to go the 65 yards. And now Zevelin ball along will be on to try to add another one. Snaps back, it's on the tee, the kick is up, it's inside the uprights, perfect. 8:36 left, quarter number 3, 51-20. Ruffers on top of PC North, back to the village with more Ruffer football after this 30-second timeout.
Pioneer Abstract, proudly serving residential and commercial customers throughout Muskogee County since 1905. Serving banks, mortgage companies, and mortgage brokers with refinancing, purchase, 1031 tax-deferred exchanges, along with full escrow services and more. Pioneer Abstract offers the convenience of centralized services for escrow accounts, title insurance, and title searches. Pioneer Abstract, here yesterday, here today, and here tomorrow at 412 West Broadway in downtown Muskogee, or call Pioneer Abstract at 683-2904.
Bill Huddleston, Nick Hampton back at Ruffer Village. Muskogee's offense, Nick, has been near perfect, if not perfect. Maybe a couple of untimely penalties, but certainly in the possession category, they've scored every time they've had their hands on the football. That one on a 38-yard touchdown strike from Delgado to Jamie Beasley.
Cason Delgado certainly having a career night tonight for the Ruffers, nearing 300 yards.
Here's the ensuing kickoff. Fielded by the Panthers at their own 10, trying to come back to the middle of the field, and quickly the Green Machine Gunners are downfield to make the stop. Tackle be made around the 18-yard line. There's really no way to avoid the undertow of the tidal current, Nick, of the Ruffer offense here tonight.
Ruffers with such good speed, and Jamie Beasley has just had himself a career night too. He's got 7 catches tonight now. Yep, for 95 yards and a pair of touchdowns.
Panther offense will come back to the field. Mason Jones, the senior signal caller, now in his second year at the starting spot, will line up the running back to his left. Claps his hands, tries to get the Ruffers to bite on the hard count, and then there is a flag thrown. Don't know if one of the linemen moved or if it's going to be an encroachment situation. Now they're going to wave it off. So it'll stay 1st and 10. They'll reset the 25-second clock. One of the things I was told by Brian Lockhart in our discussion earlier this week that, yeah, we may not have all the arsenal that Muskogee has, but we will come and compete. And they have, Nick.
They have, right.
1st and 10 for the visiting Panthers. Play action, hand it off. This is Wilson trying to find some space.
Wilson's best run of the night.
He gets upfield from the 18 to right about the 22, it appears, where they'll mark the ball dead. 4-yard pickup, 2nd down and 6. Quickly, kind of a no-huddle situation. Panthers now will put Southern in motion. They'll play action, hand it off to Wilson, trying to find the corner, and it's just wrap them up and throw them to the turf. Good upfield effort that time by Koda Bardowski making the tackle. Senior linebacker, who with his totals this season, Nick, I think are going to go over the 300 career tackle number.
Minus 3 yards there. That gets him another TFL on the season.
So it'll be 3rd down and long for the visiting Panthers. Jones with 2 receivers outside wide to either side. Ruffers come hard off the edge, throw the ball upfield in space, and the ball just pinpointed a little bit high. Ruffers had lost their containment, Nick, had really lost their coverage. Everybody seemed to go deep with Bowie, and the underneath receiver was wide open. But the pass a little too tall to catch, and it's incomplete. It's 4th down.
And the punting unit will come on for the Panthers.
That play right there would have been 1st down yardage plus a lot more. I'm not sure where the miscommunication was, whether it was the linebackers or the secondary, but somebody was not anywhere near the man to defend Marshall Bennett.
Play clock down to 4 now, and
timeout's going to be taken by Putnam City North. We'll do the same with 7:25 left in quarter number 3. It's Muskogee 51, Panthers of PC North 20. Back in 30 seconds on Ruffer Football in 2025.
The world of education is driven by numbers. So is the one company more schools and universities call on when fire or water damage strikes. 1-800-SERVPRO. The #1 choice in commercial cleanup and restoration.
When it matters most. The name to remember? ServPro of Muskogee. 918-913-4490. Online at servpro.com. Nick Hampton, Ruffers comfortably in front 51-20. I can't wait to get home because sitting on the table in the kitchen is a big container that's got my blackberry cobbler. And where did I get that blackberry cobbler?
My Place West.
My Place West. Right after I had the big barbecue plate with the beans and fries to go along with it, Texas toast. You can enjoy your trip the same way I do anytime you make your place my place. My Place Barbecue West. Snap back, and this time it's another short punt. It takes a Putnam City North bounce. Ruffers will gamble, pick it up. Berryman made a huge mistake. Tried to pick it up on the skip and run with it. Never really gained full possession, and they fumbled the ball away, and PC North will get the football. That's just one of those situations, Nick. It's time to go eat your cobbler and quit trying to field the punt and give it right back to PC North.
31-yard punt by Mummerlin, and then, as you said, Berryman tried to pick it up right at the last second run, and he fumbled the ball away as he got hit.
In a game like this, Nick, you're trying to do something. I mean, everybody wants to have their highlight reel moment. Well, that's not the moment that Demarion Berryman's going to want to watch on game film on Sunday. So the defense is back aboard. Mason Jones and the Panther offense will be back to try to continue this gifted opportunity. Snap is back to Jones. Ruffers come hard off the edge. Jones steps up in the pocket. He'll run now, 50-45, and scampers across the painted sideline right at the 39-yard line. That'll be 11-yard quarterback keeper for Mason Jones, and another PC North first down at 10.
That's the longest run from scrimmage for the Panthers tonight.
Ruffers that time just having to wholesale pass coverage, and Jones saw it and took his shot for a first down. Now with Wilson to his left, going to hand it off in the backfield, and somebody's got a hold of a white jersey and a big grasp of Caden Harkin, one of the Ruffers that was there, along with some help from teammates.
I think that was Devon Nero who had him by the shirt there and wouldn't let him go.
So it's a loss back from the 39 to the 41. So it'll be second down and 12. Devon Nero, who also plays on the offensive side of things, Nick. Pretty good size fella. 6'3", 310 pounds. Ruffer show blitz. Now they'll back out of it. And then there's a flag up front. And it'll be a false start against the Panthers. That might have all been baited by the Ruffer linebacking core.
Barnoski.
Coda Barnoski was saying,
there,
I'm coming. And the offensive lineman got a little bit shook, and so was Mr. Harkin, ready to deliver a little extra energy. So the 5-yard walk-off makes it now a second down and 17 as the Panthers must reach the 39-yard line. Twins out wide to the left, single receiver to the boundary right side. Jones takes the snap right under the chin, looks to throw the swing route. Now he'll throw it in space, and up the field the ball is. Was it caught? Yeah, holding on to the football. Good catch that time.
By Bowie.
He's been kind of the go-to man for the Panthers. The pass complete. It's a 6-yard pickup back up to the 40-yard line, where it'll be now third down and 11. Panthers' success rate on third down has not been too high here this evening, Nick. But Jones confident to wait the snap. As an intended receiver, now he's into some pressure. He'll reverse around, try to chase away from the Ruffer quarterback. The ball down the field, thrown up in the air. It's battled up and around and incomplete.
Ball hung up there a long time. Kyron Cope, I think, was really on Jones's back trying to chase him down.
Good coverage by the secondary that time against Marshall Bennett. Avon Goodland was out there along with another teammate, Jacinto Miller, in coverage.
So fourth down for the Panthers, 4th and 11 from the Ruffer 40.
This would be a good stand for the Ruffer defense after having a gift-wrapped opportunity for PC North on that punt fumble. Clock running with 5:10 to play here in quarter number 3. 51-20, Ruffers dominating. 4th and 11. Ruffers come up the middle with some pressure. Barnoski chasing Jones, hits him as he throws. It's underthrown. Is it intercepted? No, but
not quite.
Did I see a yellow flag come flying out? I think I do.
Did.
See if what penalty flag this one will be. Pass was caught. Was it intercepted? Officials conferring with one another what they want to do here. We'll let the referee tell us.
Flag was thrown.
It's going to be against
holding against the Ruffers.
So it'll be a 10-yard walk-off. It doesn't have the automatic first down, but it gives Putnam City North another 4th down try.
4th and now just 1.
It would have been fourth down turnover because it was an incomplete forward pass. But the defensive holding against Muskogee allows Putnam City a fresh breath of air. Jones will.
Ruffers almost jump again.
Yeah, they did. They were ready to come hard. Now Jones with the play clock still counting down to 10 will look to the sideline. 4th and a yard to go. Mason Jones, the quarterback, waits on the snap. He'll take it, pull it out of the belly, throw it in space. It's caught. This is Bowie at the 30. He's inside the 25 and knocked out of bounds somewhere around the, looks like the 21-yard line where that one's going to be.
That's a nice spot. I didn't think he got that far down.
Be a 9-yard pass completion. But more importantly, it'll be a 4th down conversion, and the Panthers will have new life at the Ruffer 21-yard line. Jones quickly with the offense to the line of scrimmage. Going to play action again. Going to call his own number with a pump fake. He'll get downfield just to about the 20-yard line before he's finally corralled by a host of green jerseys. Very tough to see all the numbers. JoJo Alexander, one of those Ruffers, on the stop. Defensive front very, very strong for Muskogee with Jack Green, Kyron Cope, Hayden Von Holt. Pickup of only a yard from the 21 to the 20, 2nd down and 9. Clock running with 3:53 to go here in quarter number 3. Jones in the pocket. They set up the little underneath bubble screen and just have to throw this one away as pressure was coming from Cope and Harkin, the 2 defensive ends for the Ruffers here tonight. They acted like they were looking for some blackberry cobbler, did they not?
Yeah. Poor old Mason Jones didn't have a chance on that one. Just
not that
threw
time.
It away.
So now 3rd down and 9, which you got to feel like is 4-down territory for the visitors. Putnam City North, how things have changed from a year ago, Nick. They went into the game against the Muskogee Ruffers with the chance to win the district title.
They were 7-2 at this time last year.
Exactly. Come into tonight 2-7, the exact opposite. 3rd and 9. Jones in the pocket, looks to throw up the middle, got hammered. Pass is thrown up for grabs. Is it caught?
Nice
A nice catch
Southern.
in traffic by Isaiah Southern.
Wow. And
the quarterback took a blow from one of the Ruffer defenders, and I think that's going to be a late hit on the quarterback. Penalty flag was thrown by the referee. Personal foul.
Personal foul, rushing the passer, defense.
So the pass play will go downfield to the 3-yard line. So altogether, that's a 17-yard pass, which would have been a 1st down, but the roughing the passer penalty takes it to the 1, and the Panthers are knocking on the door, Nick, with 2:16 of the clock running. Quickly to the line of scrimmage. Might look for Jones to call his own number here. Snap will be to Jones. He'll give it off. The running back hit behind the line of scrimmage, stood up 2nd, 3rd effort. Can he get there? Nope, not going to make it. Good effort that time by the Ruffer linebacker. And that first stop was Ace Cherry. That's a name you're going to hear a whole lot about over the next 4 years or 3 years. He's a freshman.
Number 6'7" of the Ruffers.
6 foot, 185-pound freshman. Also helping out Jack Green. So now on a 2nd and goal to go. Little off-balance power formation. Direct snap, and with the football calling his own number and going into the end zone. This time
Lombard
was
carrying on the Wildcat.
Okay. So out of the Wildcat formation, Lombard on the carry. He'll race into the end zone for the touchdown. But that's a score, Nick, that was set up by a miscue in the special teams.
It was, and then a penalty or so helped him out well.
So Lombard with the 1-yard run adds 6 more points to the Panthers side of the ledger. And Munerlin will be on to try the PAT. Low snap, the ball is down, it kicks up, this one's blocked. The big hands of another senior getting in for a special moment tonight. That was Caden Harkin blocking the PAT try. And there's time out on the field with 1:27 left to go in a 51-26 encounter. Back in 30 seconds, you're watching and listening to Muskogee Ruffer Football 2025.
Brunt's Barbecue serves up hand-rubbed, slow-cooked goodness. Anytime you're feeding a few hundred, hey, we're just tailgating with friends. Call the experts, Brunt's Barbecue. Ribs, brisket, burnt ends, mouth-watering hot link, and smoked chicken. Where everything is made from scratch, from the barbecue sauce to the banana pudding. Give us a try, and you won't be disappointed. Brunt's Barbecue, 918-681-3900. Brunt's Barbecue, slow-cooked goodness in Muskogee.
Bill Huddleston, Nick Hampton here with you on this regular season finale. Ruffers with a commanding 25-point advantage, 51-26. Panthers will kick off. Mulin's approach. He dribbles it up the field. It takes a big hop. Ruppers fielded on the bounce. Try to find a little bit of a crease. Not a lot of real estate available, but the carry will be back up to about the 42-yard line, where Muskogee will have the football. It's on the return that time for the Ruffers was Journey McJunkins.
Stop by number 32, Caleb Gibson.
So the Ruffers good field position again.
They've scored on every offensive possession tonight.
First and 10 Ruffers from the 43-yard line.
Inside of a minute with the clock running, 58 seconds to play here in quarter number 3. Jamie Beasley, we paired up with Anthony McNack Jr. to the left side. Delgado waits on the snap, gives it off to Chap, has an open space. Out to the edge, breaks through 1, 2 tacklers, and gets downfield to about the 47-yard line in Panther territory.
Right where he needs to be for the first down, and he gets it.
Ball carrier making the stop that time for PC North was Marshall Bennett. It's a 10-yard gallop and a Kyle Edwards GMC Ruffer, first down and 10.
14 carries for 84 yards tonight for the running back Chaplin.
Nunu James will be the single receiver. He's going to be outside the hash mark to the wide side right. Ruffers will put twins to the boundary left. Delgado takes the snap, gives it off again to Chaplin through the first wave of defense. Inside the 45 and down to near the 42-yard line as the final seconds expire here in quarter number 3. When we return, it'll be second down. Ruffers with a 51-26 advantage. We'll take a 30-second timeout and come back to Ruffer Village after this on Ruffer Football in 2025.
In sports, having the right winning strategy is often the difference between winning and losing. The same is true when you need legal representation. For more than 15 years, the law offices of Michael E. Finnerty have successfully provided the winning strategy with excellence and integrity for the people of the Muskogee area in matters of personal injury, social security disability, and workers' compensation issues. The law office, Muskogee trusts Michael A. Finnerty, ready to develop a winning strategy. Michael A. Finnerty, 436 Court Street in Muskogee. Call 687-1155. Online at FinnertyLaw.com.
Bill Huddleston, Nick Hampton with you here from Ruffer Village. As play resumes, Ruffers will have the football. They'll face a 2nd and 5 situation. Ruffers at home here tonight for the regular season finale after spending nearly the first half of the year on the road. They finish it up with the regular season finale, and they'll go into the postseason in front of the home crowd next Friday night here against Northwest Classic. Be sure you follow MuskogeeAthletics.org and also Muskogee Athletics on Facebook for more details about ticket availability for next week's first round playoff game.
Sand Springs pulling out from San Spolpa now, 35-18. Putnam City still leading Piedmont 20, or that's a final now. Putnam City beats Piedmont 20-13.
So on the play action, handed off in traffic, as Delgado will give to the running back, who won't get back to the line of scrimmage. That was Chaplin. He'll lose yardage from the 42 back to the 44. The Ruffers will face a third down now and 7 yards to go.
First negative carry tonight for Chaplin in 16 tries.
Jamie Beasley will be by himself to the left side boundary. Trips her out wide to the right. Put motion empty backfield. Delgado in the pocket with time, now going to scramble, look to run or throw, going to keep it, wants a block, got just a little bit and lowers his shoulder and pounds downfield. I don't know if he got to the stick or not. Looks like about a half yard short at the 38-yard line, maybe a yard to go. Needed 7, got 6.
It'll be 4th and 1.
It'll be 4th and a yard to go, and Ruffers, you would expect to go for it.
Yep. Delgado's carried 3 times tonight, has 24 yards, so pretty good average there.
So see what Muskogee will do. Caden Harkin will come in, so they go with a little bit more of the heavy package. As Barnowski will come in too, so they'll have the double tight end formation.
And McNack as well, so
Yep.
some good size along that line.
4th and a yard to go. Panthers crowd the line of scrimmage. Handed off to Chaplin, has the first down yardage on the second effort. As the side judge comes in right at the 37-yard line, and they'll mark it 1st and 10. First down and 10. Kyle Edwards, GMC, Ruffer first down. Needed one, got exactly that, and a little bit more. So that'll move the chains and give the Ruffers 4 fresh downs with which to work from the Panthers' 37-yard line as Glock approaches the 10-minute mark here in quarter number 4. Ruffers with 51 points on the scoreboard tonight, trying to stay perfect in scoring chances. Beasley and Berryman will be paired up to the left side. Nunu and Macnack to the right. Play action. This is Delgado looking to run or throw. Throws in space. Caught on a comeback effort. Nice catch that time by the Ruffer receiver. He'll be paired up and pushed to the turf, but
Nunu James
the stop
again.
and go route that time from Nunu James at the 22-yard line. That's a 15-yard pass completion and another Kyle Edwards GMC Ruffer first down. Ruffers quickly now to the line of scrimmage, trying to speed up pace here. Delgado will take it. He'll play action, throw it out on the edge. It's high, but it's caught by Beasley. Comes off the block from Berryman, out on the edge, and finally spun around and pushed away out of bounds.
It's like about the 16 is where he's out of bounds.
So a 6-yard pickup on the first down completion from Cason Delgado to Mr. Dependable, Jamie Beasley. Berryman comes out as a receiver. Most cases that would mean that Barnowski is back in, and so is JoJo Macnack, Jr. He'll be out on the near side to the right. Delgado takes the snap, has some time, throws it up toward the end zone. It's fought for and knocked away. Nice coverage that time by Putnam City North.
Lucky that one wasn't
Beasley,
intercepted.
the intended target, and the Panther who comes down is either a little bit out of breath or
hit right on his back, so
Yeah,
it may just knock the breath out of him.
that'll stop the clock, Nick, with 8.5 minutes to go here, and it'll be another third down situation for the Ruffers here in this possession. Let's take a quick 30-second timeout here from Ruffer Village. Muskogee looking to add to a 51-26 scoreboard total. Back in 30 seconds on Ruffer Football in 2025.
Pain is temporary, pride is forever. At Excel Therapy, we want to be your athlete's advocate for excellence. We offer treatment methods that focus on strengthening muscles and improving flexibility to improve your overall performance. And when injury sets in, Excel Therapy can aid in the recovery process. We know it's important to get back in the game, so trust the comeback experts, Excel Physical Therapy and Sports Medicine. With 16 locations and no physician referral required, you can begin healing today. Look for us online at exceltherapyok.com.
Bill Huddleston, Nick Hampton back with you from Ruffer Village. As play resumes, Ruffers will face a 3rd down and 4 after that last incomplete pass. Beasley and Macnack to the left. Delgado takes it, hands it off in traffic for Chaplin, and the Panthers were ready and waiting with open arms, stuffing that one at the line of scrimmage. Good defensive presence. A loss of 2 on the play, as getting into the path of Chaplin and stopping him virtually for nothing was Gavin Thomas, the sophomore defensive end of Budding Products, says Coach Lockhart, at 5'9", 200 pounds.
4th and 6 for the Ruffers from the 18 now.
So they've got to go to the 12 to move the chains and stay perfect in scoring chances. Delgado in the pocket, rolls to his right, looks to throw underneath, caught by Nunu, shakes and bakes, tries to turn and come back up the middle. He'll split 2 defenders and waltz his way into the end zone for the touchdown. 18-yard touchdown strike. Delgado to Nunu again, and the Ruffers will add 6 more to the, but we've got a yellow laundry on the play, Nick. Don't get too excited.
Scratch on my writing there.
Yep. It's going to be a holding penalty against the Muskogee offensive line. As the band plays the fight song, but now they'll snuff that one out too. So the holding walk-off will make it now 4th down and 16. Berryman comes in, Harkin goes out, so you'll have the extra receiver here.
7th penalty, but it's the Ruffers for 64 yards tonight.
See what the play call will be from the offensive coordinator, Mason Fine, in his first year in that position here for Dale Condet staff. Berryman and Beasley will be to the left. Macnack and company to the right. Bring motion in front of Cason. He drops straight back in the pocket with good protection. Wants to throw upfield to the end zone. Nunu behind everybody. 6 points.
Well, second time around for that pair for the touchdown now. That one's not going to get wiped out by a penalty. And
No,
that's
sir.
What, the third
26-yard touchdown
tonight?
strike for Cason Delgado to Nunu James.
That's the third touchdown for that combo
Gotta
tonight.
start thinking about our Buffalo Wild Wings players of the game. And, man, if you're running the campaign and you're Cason Delgado, you got to be feeling like all the poll results are in your favor. Here's the snap back. It's a bad snap. Balong pick it up. He'll just throw it up for grabs. It'll be intercepted. And the Ruffers failed on the conversion attempt. 57-26, 5:50 left tonight here from Ruffer Village. Back in 30 seconds on Ruffer Football 2025.
Folks, Kyle Edwards, GMC in Muskogee. I was born and raised in Muskogee. Our family has owned the GMC dealership for over 50 years. We take great pride in being in the Muskogee community. Things have changed over the years, but one thing remains the same, our desire to take care of our customers. Looking for a new GMC truck or SUV? We've got them, and you have our commitment to give you the best buying experience around. From sales, parts, or service, we are here for you. You have my promise to give you the best selection, best price, and the most for your trade-in at 1600 North Main in Muskogee or KyleEdwardsGMC.com.
Well, about the only thing that has gone awry for the Muskogee Ruffers tonight, Nick, have been special team situations. One blocked PAT, one bad snap that resulted in an incomplete pass, one fumbled punt. But all in all, the offensive productivity, they've scored on every possession. And I know men's basketball coach Lenny Burt would like to say if his team could score every time they had possession of it, it'd be a nice night over at Ruffer Village. The season not that too far in the distant future.
Not too far. They're off tomorrow to do some meaningful scrimmaging.
Absolutely, and be an exciting season both from the men and the women. Lenny Burke taking over the men's program, and Eric Holmes, the girls program. Here's the ensuing kickoff. This one is kind of a
I think he topped that one.
Yeah,
I
he
think
did.
He purposely kicked it
that was
that
not
way.
follow along either, Nick. That was Aiden Robinson doing the kicking. So the Panthers will get great field position at the 47-yard line. 4:05, it is a running clock. With 57-26 scoreboard total, Ruffers have been in total control from the outset.
So this
Got
final
a lot of fresh bodies out there now, Nick.
Final 4 minutes will go pretty quickly. Let's see what the Panthers will continue the air assault here.
Got to see who all is actually out there wearing the green and white, but there are a lot of fresh bodies.
Trey Jackson's out there,
Yep.
I see.
Also, Karaba Andrews, a senior here on senior night, getting some game time. Handoff, this time on the carry for the Panthers. That's Caden Robertson. Check that.
I think
Terry
it's
Wilson.
Yeah.
Wilson will get from the 47 across midfield to the 49 as we go under 3:10 and counting here in quarter number 3.
Looks
Back
like
aboard for the Ruffer defense is Arthur Macnack, another senior getting some precious moments here tonight. He'll replace Trey Jackson.
Panthers in no hurry here. They're just kind of taking their time.
Trey Sean Pouncil out at one corner.
Play clock has not started.
Second down and 6 yards to go. Jones will wait the snap. He'll turn. He'll hand it off, giving it this time again to Terry Wilson. He'll battle his way downfield and get past the line to gain and get to the 41-yard line, where it'll be a 1st and 10 for the Panthers as we go into the 2-minute, 30-second mark.
8 yards for Wilson gives him 15, makes him the leading rusher for the
Kyron Elder, a 5'7" junior, aboard at one of the defensive spots. Jones will take the snap. He'll hand it off again. This time on the carry is Delani Ty.
Gets down to the 37.
4-yard pickup. Everybody just running the clock, running the football on both sides. Ty again going to get the handoff. He's going to his right. He'll be close to the yard to gain at the 32. Needed to reach the 31-yard line. One of the green jerseys for the Muskogee Ruffers that time was Linwood Wade III. Or actually, no, get my numerical numerals right. Linwood Wade IV. as he's known to his teammates as L.A. Set third and a yard to go. Again, same ball carrier, same result. About 3-4 yards. They'll get to the 30-yard line. That'll move the chains. We're down to a minute 15 and counting. Well, there are a lot of talented athletes, Nick, in the undergrades. The 8th grade and the 9th grade have some very gifted athletes to go along with the sophomores and juniors that will come back. There is a bright future ahead for Ruffer football. Handoff again, ball carrier coming near side, and what a collision. Try to get the name of that Ruffer that got there. That was Rayshawn Puckett into the stop, along with some help from, I think that was Linwood Wade the fourth again.
So this may be
That'll make Dad proud.
This may be the last play of the game here.
35 seconds left. Jones will take it, just hand it off again, and up the field. And again, who's the man that makes the hit? Ooh, that's a punishing block that time from Tiandre Dean, a 5'7" sophomore, making the tackle behind the line of scrimmage. And there are 18 seconds left in this regular season finale, and I don't think we'll see another snap of the football. Brian Lockhart telling his team time to line up at the 50. 6 seconds, now 5, now 4. This one is in the record books, and the Ruffers improved their regular season mark to 5-5. They'll finish 5-2. They'll finish as the third place team here in district play as they pick up the convincing victory by the final score of 57-26. Stay tuned. Our post-game coverage will come your way. That will include a recap of the stats and some of the highlights, along with selecting our Buffalo Wild Wings player of the game. Muskogee does it in convincing style on senior night, 57-26. Back to Ruffer Village after this 3-minute timeout on Ruffer Football 2025.
The world of education is driven by numbers. So is the one company more schools and universities call on when fire or water damage strikes. 1-800-SERVPRO. The #1 choice in commercial cleanup and restoration.
When it matters most. The name to remember? ServPro of Muskogee. 918-913-4490. Online at servpro.com.
There's never been a better time to find a great deal on a sedan, truck, or crossover at Nissan of Muskogee. Call 918-683-6605 or go to nissanofmuskogee.com. There's never been a better time to find a great deal on a sedan, truck, or crossover at Nissan of Muskogee. Call 918-683-6605 or go to nissanofmuskogee.com.
Proudly serving the elderly of the Muskogee community, Broadway Care Rehabilitation Center is a skilled nursing facility empowering better living through long-term care as well as many other respite care options. And coming soon to Broadway, the Memory Care Unit. At Broadway Care Rehabilitation, the amazing therapy department can help you or your loved one get back on their feet. Contracted with most major insurances, follow them on Facebook and see many of the enriching activities offered to the residents. Broadway Care Rehabilitation Center, proud to support the Muskogee Ruffers.
Have you been injured as the result of a car accident? Has your family been impacted by the death of a loved one caused by someone else's negligence? Whatever you're dealing with, you don't have to face it alone. At 222 Injury Lawyers, our dedicated personal injury attorneys are here to fight for the justice and compensation you deserve. Call 918-528-0222.
In times of need, it's comforting to see faces of people you know and trust. Cornerstone Funeral Home in Muskogee cherishes the opportunity to be there for you and your family in life's most challenging times when friends are most important. Cornerstone Funeral Home and Crematory welcomes the opportunity to answer any questions regarding planning and pre-arrangements for you and your loved ones. Experience the difference. Cornerstone Funeral Home, 1830 North York in Muskogee, where you'll find faces you know and reputations you trust.
This land was a tapestry of Indian nations and tiny towns that grew into great cities. Bank First is loyal to the shared mission of growth and success that built Oklahoma. That's why in more than 50 communities statewide, our banks are run by local leaders who stick together and work hard. to continue unlocking Oklahoma's great promise. Bank First, loyal to Oklahoma, loyal to you.
Putnam City North, they didn't have any fumbles, 6 penalties for 40 yards. Leading ground gainer tonight was Terry Wilson, with 9 carries for 15 yards. And the leading receiver was Lombard, who had 8 receptions for 88 yards in the game. Well, I'll take that back. Bowie had 4 receptions for 123 yards, so he would be the leading receiver tonight.
Muskogee Ruffers with the victory will enter the postseason party the same way they were coming into play tonight. They'll go in as the 3 seed out of the East. They'll go against the 6 seed of the West. That'll be Northwest Classen. The Knights advancing by way of U.S. Grant's loss to Lawton Eisenhower in the point differential as the 6 seed. Northwest Classen will come to Ruffer Village 1 week from tonight. There were some exciting contest played, some big matchups, including the district championship battle between Sapulpa and Sand Springs, the Highway 97 warfare. We'll talk about that. We'll select our Buffalo Wild Wings player of the game. But first, this 2-minute timeout. This is Ruffer Football in 2025.
In times of need, it's comforting to see faces of people you know and trust. Cornerstone Funeral Home in Muskogee cherishes the opportunity to be there for you and your family in life's most challenging times when friends are most important. Cornerstone Funeral Home and Crematory welcomes the opportunity to answer any questions regarding planning and pre-arrangements for you and your loved ones. Experience the difference. Cornerstone Funeral Home, 1830 North York in Muskogee, where you'll find faces you know and reputations you trust.
This land was a tapestry of Indian nations and tiny towns that grew into great cities. Bank First is loyal to the shared mission of growth and success that built Oklahoma. That's why in more than 50 communities statewide, our banks are run by local leaders who stick together and work hard to continue unlocking Oklahoma's great promise. Bank First, loyal to Oklahoma, loyal to you.
Ugh, my brother and sister left me again. They went back to school. Can you believe that? But don't worry, they still call me every morning, thanks to their brand new phones from Bravado Wireless. My sister even dropped hers in the pool, but Bravado's trade-in help has her covered. And my brother, he's flexing with the new iPhone 16 Pro Max. Like, how cool is that? Mom and Dad got deals too. Bravado's unlimited plan saved the whole family money.
Pioneer Abstract, proudly serving residential and commercial customers throughout Muskogee County since 1905. Serving banks, mortgage companies, and mortgage brokers with refinancing, purchase, 1031 tax-deferred exchanges, along with full escrow services and more. Pioneer Abstract offers the convenience of centralized services for escrow accounts, title insurance, and title searches. Pioneer Abstract, here yesterday, here today, and here tomorrow at 412 West Broadway in downtown Muskogee, or call Pioneer Abstract at 683-2904.
Back at Ruffer Village, Ruffers in convincing style solidify the senior night victory, 57-26, a nice way for the group of 20 seniors and the 8 student trainers to celebrate on their night of recognition. Next, some other scores from around District 2 of 6A2 football. The battle for the district title, Sandites proved strong as they beat Sapulpa 35-18. That means Bobby Klink's squad will be the district champion. Sapulpa as the runner-up. Both those teams will get a bye in the opening round of the playoffs. Stillwater finished in strong fashion. They beat Southmore 35-7. Putnam City held on against Piedmont to win that one by the count of 20-13. So the way I've got it figured out, Stillwater and Putnam City original will get the bye. Piedmont will be the third place team and Choctaw the 4. That means that next week Piedmont will take on the 6th seed out of the west, or out of the east rather. That would be Putnam City North. The 4 seed Choctaw out of the west would take on the number 5 seed out of the east. That would be Bartlesville, while Ponca City will take on Southmore, and Muskogee will entertain Northwest Classen in the opening round of the 6A2 football playoff party.
Some of the other scores in 4A tonight that we've been watching. Broken Bow beat Poto tonight, 36-14. Fort Gibson easily on top late in that game against Miami, 56-28. Wagner beat Oologah, or is leading Oologah in the fourth quarter, 49-28. Ada came back from behind, leading late in that game, 21-20 over Salisaw.
That game just marked final. Ada wins it 21-20.
And Hilldale beat McLean 28-21 or 28-7.
So for the Muskogee Ruffers, it'll be another chance to dance, and they'll do it in front of the home crowd 1 week from tonight here at Ruffer Village. Nick, all the numbers were extremely impressive. There were some mishaps with the long passing game by the Ruffers secondary, but for the most part, the defense did its job, and certainly the offense performed to expectations.
Well, yeah, when you go 9 for 9 and put a score on the board every time, you can't do just a whole lot better than that. And lots of big numbers and lots of big performances tonight.
327 yards through the air, another 154 on the ground. That might be the most productive night of the season for the Muskogee offense.
One of the few times he made it over 400 yards.
There's some individuals that had great nights tonight in the receiving category. I think Nunu had, 3 touchdowns?
3 touchdowns.
Jamie had a pair. Marquise Chaplin ran for a couple.
Yep.
Cason Delgado ran for 1.
1 pass for 5.
Pass for 5 on the night. I mean, who do you want to pick for a Buffalo Wild Wings player of the game?
Well, you mentioned all those names, and most of them have won at some point in the season, except one that I can think of. And Mr. James, with 3 touchdowns tonight, I think deserves a freebie.
We're going to split the vote.
Okay.
Okay, because last week we hammered Cason Delgado.
Yeah.
I mean, he took a beating last week at Sapulpa and didn't have much better performance 2 weeks ago against Sand Springs. But tonight he stood strong in the pocket. When he was forced from the pocket, he didn't shy away from running with the football. And the junior quarterback for the Muskogee Ruffers delivered as asked to do so, whether it was with his feet or through the air and throwing some very strong-armed passing attempts, finding wide-open receivers. But he had to get it there for the others to go. I'm going to go with the QB, Cason Delgado. You can go with Nuno. We'll hand out a pair of Buffalo Wild Wings wins.
Get 2 from him. That's
2 for 1.
That's a good deal.
How about win 1, get 1?
That's a good deal. Yeah,
they call it WOGO. Okay.
They both deserve one.
Yeah, you do indeed. We thank you for joining us tonight here from Ruffer Village. Thanks again to our student crew that do such an outstanding job of bringing you the sights and sounds, and the captains of the Starship Ruffer TV, Shane Sanderson and Shane Stewart. We invite you to join us next Friday night in the opening round of the 6A2 football playoff party here at Ruffer Village against the Northwest Classen Knights in a game that will kick off at 7 o'clock in our pregame show scheduled for around 7:30. Don't forget Tuesday night from Runs Barbecue, another edition of the Ruffer Football Coaches Show. For Nick Hampton and the Ruffer TV crew, I'm Bill Huddleston saying so long from the village. Ruffers win it convincingly, 57-26. And as always, it's a great day to be a Ruffer. Good night, everybody.